Stay tantalized.
Stay tantalized, Roddy.
Tantalizing.
Stay tantalizing. Stay tantalizing.
Stay tantalizing.
Stay tantalizing.
Stay tantalizing.
Stay tantalizing.
Stay tantalizing.
Stay tantalizing.
Tantalizing.
Yeah, stay tantalizing. What's up, everybody? It's me, your boy, YouTube champ Tantalizing Tony, and I want to apologize for the lateness, but that's always with me. But I want to apologize if I'm not in the best of spirits. I'm gonna try to get through today's show. No, I'm not at BPW. I'm home. I didn't go. Nothing. It was nobody's fault. I just had some other things to take care of today, and my knee was not doing the best. I didn't think I should make the travel all the way there, just not to be able to get into the ring. I didn't want to disappoint anybody by me just being there. So hello to everybody. Like I said, I'm having a life's hard sometimes. So I'm glad to be here with you guys. Maybe this will get me through the night, and maybe we can just have a great show together. So good evening to everybody. Hello, Mick, the real CEO, Dion, Jakey Bakey, Mir, what's up? Ramit, what's up? Chris, always good to see you. Dahlia, always a pleasure. Chris, always good to see you too. And everybody else, if I didn't mention you, my apologies, but hello to everybody tonight. And if you're watching on Instagram, what's up, Sam? What's up, Truth? I actually remembered you guys. I went and looked on Instagram. So good evening to you guys on Instagram. And like I was saying, guys, it was a rough day. I was off work today. You know what, Blackwell, I'm gonna bring you in I'm actually gonna send you an invite. I appreciate that because I'm gonna need somebody tonight. Kira's probably not gonna be on the show tonight. No, Sam, my knees really bothered me, but I would have went, but I was going through some stuff at home. What's up, Lee Major? And trust me, I can afford to pay with my knee. It's just that I just to make the 2-hour trip, and I had some stuff here to do at home. You know, guys, life gets in the way sometimes, and sometimes you have to just fight through it. But Blackwell, I'm gonna send you an invite so you can help me out tonight because I really would appreciate the help. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna actually send you a link as soon as I can get the messenger up. And what's up to everybody? Always good to see you guys here. And thank you for putting up with my you know, bad attitude. And Blackwell, I just saw you messaging me last night. I didn't even see that. The show last night was quick. I'm getting text messaged. I don't know what's going on. Who's messaging me? Yeah, no. I'm okay, and thank you for asking. What's up, Stephanie? No, when people are texting me asking me, am I okay? I'm okay. It's just life gets in the way sometimes. And you guys know if you have family is not always easy to deal with. And you know, I will get through this like I get through everything else. I will depend on my prayers. I will focus on what is important in my life, and I will keep it moving and not try to get engulfed in the vortex of negativity, you know? Hey, Ludo, what's up? Yo, it's good to see you. Please subscribe to the channel. Now I was off today. I had a break all day. I'm gonna stay with you guys. I'm gonna watch SmackDown. Tomorrow we got Backlash. We're gonna do that together as well. And sometimes the best thing for me is to talk to you guys and you guys get me through it. You know, I was very heavily in the prayer a little while ago before I jumped on. And person texting me, I will text you this in a minute. Sorry. Do I have any great poupon? I do not have any great poupon. I'm so sorry. And it's 8 o'clock. It's already time for SmackDown. Jeez. And even my friend Sam even messaged me that this is like a throwaway pay-per-view, which it is. I think what they're doing is they're just trying to figure out what the direction is now. And I think that this is we're gonna really get used to this period where Triple H's helm is at the helm of everything. And I think after Backlash, we're really gonna get into the storylines. Good evening to you, Humble. Good evening to everybody. Dion, good evening. I love the new opening. I like it. France looks beautiful right now. I was supposed to go, guys. I was 50-50 going, but I'm glad I didn't go, guys. I wish I didn't make Puerto Rico last year. That was incredible. Look at Cody Rhodes, guys, looking like $1 million. Yeah, guys, AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes is going to be a great match. And there we go with ABJ. It's going to help us out, guys. Anthony Blackwell Jr. in the house, always offering his services. What's up, bro?
Sorry, what's going on? Just
what's happening, bro?
Not much. You know, seeing you weren't 100%, and I was like, you know what? Instead of sitting around doing nothing tonight, let me jump in with the boy.
100% is not 100% is an understatement. I'm probably at 42.3%.
I feel you. I feel you. I'm in the same boat. Holy crap! A Bailey appearance.
So I figure with your 56.1% and my 40, my 50,
generous.
Yeah, okay. Whatever it is, it probably add up to 100 when both of us here together. You know. Yeah, and you're a little bit ahead of me, which is fine. And it's good to see Bailey opening the show. I think
good to see Bailey in general.
Yeah, they need to give her a good title run.
Hold on 1 second.
They need to give Bailey a good title run. Bailey is a WWE Women's Champion. This crowd is hot.
Shameless plug, right?
There it is. A 5 questions with ABJ. There it is. You guys know how to find Blackwell. I'll put his page up later. We'll no longer be putting the links in the chat because we have heard that the links take you out of the algorithm. And believe it or not, I noticed something a little different the other night. My views were up from a crappy show I did. The show I did last night was crappy, by the way. I was crap last night.
Yeah. I've been there. I've been struggling a little bit with my interviews. Me personally, just like I thought that broke. More of an issue when it comes to like, you know, guests unable to do it or last second changes or, you know, recording in scenarios that don't have the best equipment. It's been rough, but all right. So I know you said something earlier about, you know, WWE and the fans kind of getting on them a little bit, but I want to be honest. I think it's justified. I think it's 100% justified. I think the whole they have to figure things out and Triple H needs time. Bro, you've had time. Like, it is not that serious to put together booking. I think they booked themselves into a corner. I think they drug their feet so long with Vince and who's in charge and what's going on. And I think The Rock inserting himself has messed up bookings. 100%. When you only focus on 2 stables in your entire company, and that's the Judgment Day and Bloodline, and now half the Judgment Day is gone, and half your Bloodline is gone, and then that's the only thing the only eggs you put your basket into, now your company is struggling because of it.
You know, that's a good point. And
Bailey and Io did nothing except 2 promos or 2 or 3 promos to promote that they are champions. Like, I love Bailey as champion, but we don't really see it because neither one, like the women's championship has not been defended. Like, what was your favorite Io match as a champion?
Yeah, you can't even name it.
Like
her cash in on Bianca. That's it.
That's the only thing that's memorable about her
at SummerSlam in Detroit.
Yeah,
almost a year ago.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's memorable about that storyline. And then the rest of the women's tag team division women's division has been essentially forced tag teams to that just fill the division. Like, nobody really, Mommy squashed everybody for the better half of a year, and it's just, I don't know, man. It's just Honestly, I'm going to be honest. I think the women's division in TNA is way better than WWE's. I think it's booked better.
It's definitely booked better. TNA's women's division is booked probably the best women's division in wrestling, booked properly.
And I'm never gonna say that WWE is bad because they have every roster in wrestling is amazing. Like every company has an all-star roster. It just comes down to your booking.
No, you're right. But you know what though? I don't have a problem with the pay-per-view tomorrow. I think it's gonna be entertaining. It might not. It's pretty predictable, but that's fine. I don't mind predictability all the time. I don't mind having a little come down off of WrestleMania. WrestleMania was a lot. WrestleMania weekend was a lot. That main event we had to come down from is like probably one of the best main events ever. Overbooked, yes, but in the aspects of entertainment, incredible. But I don't mind this being a little bit of a throwaway. You know that in every pay-per-view premium live event, you're not gonna get the best of the best all the time. But after this, I'm not giving any passes because there should be no excuse after this.
Yeah. I think it's in the chat. Dahlia, I hope I say that correctly. I think you're pretty much dead on with that one. I think it's 100% those titles are changing. I think the rest of the pay-per-view will be a throwaway. I think the matches will be good, but I think that's the only major thing we're gonna have going on there.
And guys, I'm gonna put every chat tonight. I'm just gonna read everything because I'm not in the mood to read, but I will put everybody's chat up tonight just because I'm in that kind of mood.
I got you.
I will say this: even though we know Cody Rhodes will beat AJ Styles, I'm very intrigued with this match because Cody Rhodes to me, Cody Rhodes is a better wrestler than people give him credit for.
Absolutely.
No.
If you think Cody's not a good wrestler, I don't know if you've watched wrestling before. I can't really take you seriously. I'm going to be honest.
He gets a bad rap.
I think people are so engulfed in Roman as this bloodline storyline because it's been forced down their neck for so long. They literally think that it's the greatest thing that's ever happened. But I'm going to be honest. The bloodline is entering a dangerous NWO Wolfpack era right now. And I'll die on the hill. I think in years we're going to look back at this bloodline storyline, and I think the Undertaker spot is going to be a blemish on it.
You know, I can see that. Please forgive me, guys. I didn't eat dinner. I could see that this may be an issue with the bloodline, but I'm going to tell you this. I don't think creatively they'll back this up into the corner for two reasons. Triple H and Paul Heyman. Not to mention, I know there's going to be a few additions to the bloodline that's going to jazz it up a little bit. So that being said, I'm looking forward to it. I don't mind it being in downtime right now. They just got to make this bloodline. If they're going to do a 2.0 bloodline, they've got to make them as strong as the first one and make the story make sense. You know, because we're going to get a heel, a babyface Roman, of course. They got to get us invested in this. They got to make us hate that other bloodline. I'm looking forward to it, believe it or not.
But here's what they're going to do again, and they're already showing the shades of it. Half the storyline isn't going to be there weekly, so you're going to lean on guys like Kevin Owens to be scapegoats and get everybody invested into the storyline. Because really, regardless, people want to say the bloodline thing, oh, it only picked up with Sammy. It only picked up with Sammy because Roman and Kevin put together a great angle for a couple months to make it worthwhile. Like there was moments there when people were like, yo, Kevin Owens should be the guy. But he was the guy who got you invested. And they're literally starting with Kevin Owens doing that again. It's just going to be repeat over and over and over again. But you can't, like, it's getting to a point where it's like,
this Prince crowd is hot.
I'm absolutely disagreeing with you as TNA has a better women's division than WWE. If Ronda Rousey, Mandy Sachs, Emily, it would be like, well, here, first off, half those people you just said aren't even on either division. The TNA's division with, losing Deanna sucked, but Jordan Grace is fantastic. Masha Slamovich, Killer Kelly, like their women's division is really good and it's booked very well. They have a solid women's tag team division. They have a solid women's division. I think WWE is going to pick it clean soon. But I think it's definitely booked better than than the other one. They work harder. I think they get more opportunities to work. Oh,
Blackwell, I need you to handle this until I get back. I'll be right back.
you got it. Go ahead. But I can't pop chats up, but I will definitely read them for you guys. I'll definitely keep you engaged. I'm here looking for Bloodline and looking forward to what they get cooking. Yeah, I mean, hopefully they do, but let's just for me, it's hard to invest in a story when half the pieces are never there. I've dealt with that now for, you know, if you subjectively, this is just my take, and this is not me hating on WWE. It's just my honest take on the opinion on the product. But I've watched, if you break down the last 6 years of WWE, I watched Brock Lesnar do a title run without being there. I've watched Roman now do a title run without being there, and now we're getting into a new era. But it seems like we're booking guys who aren't there once again to push storylines when you have a roster full of people who can are more than capable to push storylines. I just think they're so dead set on working with Roman and The Rock and all these people who aren't there. And then all these other pieces are going to work really, really hard to make it credible. And then they're going to work to make it good every single week. And then they're going to show up and everyone's going to give them their roses, but they're not going to give it to the people who are there week in and week out. And I think it's kind of boring. Zilla and Jacob Fatu debut tonight. Unless you know something I don't, I personally stayed away from spoilers tonight because this is pre-recorded. So if that's happening, sorry, I didn't know, but I'm excited for Jacob Fatu. I'm excited if they use Zilla. I think Zilla still has some time to work on the indie scene before he moves up. I think Jacob would be a great addition. I think there's a lot of Bloodline members that are still out there that people aren't talking about. I know we talked about in the podcast a few times, or on Tony's channel, of Lance Anawahi. I think he'd be a great addition to the Bloodline story. But once again, like, rock with what you have. I think the Usos definitely have to get back together. I think they're too good as a tag team. I know everyone's into the main event Jey Uso, but is he really main event? The dude's competing for secondary titles, and every time he goes to a main event, he loses it anyway. So it's kind of hard to give you a guy a main event title when he's not winning with it, you know. First Lady Christy, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey Nation, stopping by, keeping the algorithm going. Don't have time to hang around at work. Have a good night. Stay tantalizing. Thank you so much, Christy. I'm sure Tony will appreciate that once he gets back. Lance is an acting talent. They need to bring him on as soon as possible. I think he's more than acting. I think his in-ring work now has gotten so much better. I watched this dude do a corner like cannonball, but was able to catch himself mid cannonball, and then handspring back out of it. And he's a big dude. So I hope I'm doing that justice, but like, he hit the cannonball, so he flipped. And when his butt hit the second turnbuckle, he bounced back and was able to land on his feet and like back handspring out of it. I don't know if it was meant or if he just caught too much momentum, but for a bigger dude, he's insanely athletic. Like, he's putting together some of his best matches of his career right now. Like, he's really, really on a new gear. Sorry, I'm getting blown up here. People, I'm popular. I actually dropped a pretty big interview today, so that's why my phone's going a little crazy. I just muted it so I don't disrupt the show. They're not getting rid of the thing on my screen. I'm just trying to fix that as well. All right. Lance is in incredible shape right now. Absolutely. Mick says we got a new house. That's awesome, man. Super exciting. Tiffany Stratton wants to wrestle less time. Tiffany Stratton wants to wrestle with Timeless Tony Storm. Then she signed the wrong contract if that's what she wants to do. Because I don't think Tiffany Stratton's going anywhere anytime soon, and I don't think Tony Storm is going to step foot back in the WWE ring anytime soon. I think Tiffany's killing it, though. It's going to be interesting how this women's division shapes up, because I feel like I think there's a lot of girls who are going to fall to the wayside. So, like, all right, so this match right here, and I'm sorry that I'm pointing this out, and once again, I'm not trying to sound like a hater, but your champion who just won at Mania should not be your Ricky Morton in a 6-man tag. Bayley should not be the one taking the heat right now. Just your champion shouldn't be the one getting their ass kicked in this match. What are we doing? How does this make Bayley look like a champion? Send in Naomi. Like, if you're trying to protect Jade and you're trying to protect Bianca, to sacrifice your champion to get her, have her to be the one to get beat down so someone else can run in and make a big move here. I get it. Like, 2 of the girls on the side are probably going to be your tag team champions after this pay-per-view, but Bayley shouldn't be the one taking the beating here. She's your world champ. I don't know. Maybe I'm over critiquing it. Let me know if you agree. Thomas Gardner says, "What's going on? What's going on, Tom? Appreciate you stopping in. We are sleepy. It's March and it's really slow because Naomi, she is slow. Maybe, I don't know. No, I don't think the women's division is going to dive bomb. It's just I think the direction WWE is going to go with their talent is going to be interesting. Like, they're looking more like into a sports entertainment aspect. I think they're going to look at their, it's going to be even more of a business move to be the world champ. I think some of your work rate people in your division might, like, I think the title work rate is going to kind of slip away when it comes to the world championship. Jade's going to come in and destroy everybody. She's moving really well. I even when she was in AEW, I said she's going to be such a good fit for WWE. I think she just wrestles more of a WWE style than an AEW style. Like, I just genuinely think since the start, Jade was built for the WWE roster. Like, everything about Jade is WWE bound. TNA is the worst TV show. Why do they sign Nick Nemeth, who is better and is a better play in the EVP faction? I think Nick Nemeth. The only thing I think Nick Nemeth messed up with is I think he should have left WWE 6 years ago. I think when WWE was not using him and he was doing the whole, like, I think I might not resign, I think he should have did it then, because I think no matter where Nick Nemeth goes, he's a world champion caliber talent. I think he's that talented, and I think him sitting on his hands for too long, and now he's coming into the game and he's much older. He's kind of like when I say this, I don't mean it in a disrespectful standpoint that he's like a Michael Vick, but the only reason I mean by a Michael Vick is when Michael Vick went away for a while for his stuff, when he got older, but his body didn't take a beating, so he was able to bounce back in the NFL and play a couple years in his age without his body being beat up because he was rested. He was able for his body to recoup. So when I say the Michael Vick status, that's what I mean by it. But Nick Nemeth not working as much as he did previously, and he was able to let his body recuperate, and now he's out on the indie scene and working AAA and TNA. I think he's on a top tier again with his body and probably being good. But I think if Nick Nemeth is in any company, he should be a top guy. And I think he realized if he would have signed with AEW, he would have probably not been utilized in that aspect, and he probably would have been in the same boat that he was in WWE, where he's a secondary guy or third or mid-tier or whatever it may be, because AEW is completely stacked. And I think him going to TNA is the move. I think him going to TNA is the way it should have been done. Like, Naomi didn't do anything that match. She didn't do a thing. Like, why wasn't she the one taking the heat? There was no point in her being in that match. She literally ran at the end, took a huge, like, the hot tag bump, and that was it. I don't know. Jesus, those titles are great. I love those titles. Maybe the only thing I would have did differently with the titles is I maybe would have made the back plate silver so the gold pop more. I think it's the gold on gold makes it hard to read unless you're right up on top of the title to see the details on it. Like when they show it in graphics, they obviously accentuate the black highlights, but when you physically look at the titles, I think it's hard to read what's going on the title itself. All right, we're on commercial. Let's read some chats. Oh, Tony's back. Tony, you got a $5 super chat from First Lady Chrissy. I already
love
thanked
Chrissy.
her for you.
Chrissy, I love you.
Kind of just talking WWE there.
Let me hit the super chat for you. Chrissy, thank you so much for always being here and loving me and supporting the show. I love you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the super chat, baby. Ding, ding.
Ding, ding.
Real quick, what is your thoughts on Tony Khan trying to sign everyone until the balloon pops? I think the whole idea of thinking AEW is going to be a popping balloon is insane. I don't know if you guys just read the Forbes report. They're the top 3 wrestling company in the world. They are worth over $2 or $4 billion. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Tony Khan and his father have deep pockets.
Yeah,
they're not going anywhere. They're gonna, if they have to buy their way to a TV deal, if they lose their TBS or TNT contract, they're not going anywhere, guys. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, and it's
a good
thing. It's a good thing. It's there. It makes the other competition work better in pro wrestling. Like it's good that AEW exists for everybody. It's good for WWE. It's good for everybody. Sure, they're taking shots at each other, but that's what petty wrestling does across the board. I mean, you go to any independent wrestling promotion in your state, and I'm sure your top 2 promotions are petty little babies about how they run their companies. But I think AEW is now in a spot where I think some contracts are coming up, and I think they're going to start not re-signing contracts and letting people go that they're not using. But I don't think that they're making bad signs. I think when a Will Ospreay comes around or an Okada comes around, I mean, I personally wouldn't have went with Mercedes Moné, but when a Deonna Purrazzo comes around, when a Camille comes around, they're all names that you have to grab. Like they only make your team better. You know what I mean? But the problem is I think it needs to be more realistic in pro wrestling is if you sign 3 girls, there's probably 3 girls who are on a bubble and they should probably start looking elsewhere and you know what I mean? Like not everyone can be booked. There's not enough TV time for everyone to go around. And that's going to be that's not a WWE or an AEW issue. That's a business issue. There's, you know what I mean? Like each company have a bunch of guys sitting in catering they're not using. Oh boy. I got big there. The WWE's division is far better than every wrestling promotion's women's division. Becky Lynch. Can I ask an honest question, Tony, to you? Is Becky Lynch? He walked away. I'll ask the chat, and I'll ask Tony who comes back. Do you think Becky Lynch is the top 10 best wrestler in the world right now? Like, would you rank her in the top 10 of all time, like of current women wrestlers? I'm just curious. I think she's a good character, but I don't think I think she's kind of diminished herself being on TV as much as she has been. Like you look at 2 different people, right? So Seth Rollins has carried the company, has carried the division, has carried that aspect. And I think Becky has tried to carry it in the same aspect as Seth. And I don't think she's done the same job. I'm just being honest. Just me personally. I think the most memorable thing that she's done is I think after she won the main event at WrestleMania, I think she's kind of floundered. I don't think when someone beats Becky Lynch, I don't think it elevates them to a level that it should. I think when someone beats a Charlotte, I think it's a big deal. I think when someone beats a Bianca, it's a good deal. I don't see the same for Becky. I don't think when you have a win over Becky, it elevates you the same as it does other people. That's just my opinion. I don't think Becky's bad. I don't think she's a bad person. I don't think she's a bad talent. I just don't see her as a top talent in women's wrestling at this current time. And I think it's because she's been around so long.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Oh, so let me hear this Jade thing real quick.
Yeah. Essentially what I was saying, Tony, is like if you had every female wrestler in the world and you can sign a women's division,
Oh,
would Becky be in your top 10 picks of women?
no.
I don't think she would either. And that's no disrespect to her. I think there's 10 better than her. I think she's being pushed as a top star, but I think she's been pushed so heavily as a top star in WWE. I think people are bored with her. She has to reinvent herself. I think we've seen everything we're going to see from Becky for a while. I don't think she'll ever be the same level as a Charlotte. Charlotte leaves, comes back, and she's a big deal immediately. I don't think Becky has that firepower yet.
You know, not to change the subject, but I just saw something from Bianca that made her look very heelish.
She refused to tag in with Becky.
With Bailey.
Bailey,
and maybe, guys, them winning the tag team titles isn't a lock. Maybe Jade and Bianca winning the tag team titles is not a lock.
I think it'd be a huge mistake to make Bianca your heel against Jade. I really do.
But
I think Bianca's too important to be a heel.
I agree, but we're in a different era now where they might shake things up a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I think if you turn Bianca heel, you're gonna do a disservice to her character, like you did Cody. Half of your roster, I said this before. As soon as The Rock came in and did the whole bit with Cody, you took Cody's run and cut him in half. You have to get a babyface to turn around and get to a point where you're bored with him and you want to change, like your Cena's, your Hogan's, your Raw, like those giant golden baby faces. You need to let the audience dictate their timetable. You bringing him in right away and splitting him down the middle because the WWE's used the legend to kind of bash him, split Cody right down the middle. So now half your people are bored with Cody and they haven't even seen him get the work yet. Yeah, but you know what? I don't think they care about heel and face anymore. I think they care about is money and what generates the most money. And maybe the conflict generates more money. I agree with you, but the way things are going, wouldn't it be a shock to see Bianca turn on Jade Cargill? Because Jade is the one being like the peacemaker, like, come on, we gotta make the work this out. And that's not even her character. Mm-hmm. Maybe they're trying to build her as such a big baby face that Bianca's like, yo, F this. Who's this black bee coming in here? You know, I'm just saying. I mean, it'd be look, to me, I remember Bianca as a heel on NXT, and I loved her. Yeah. You know, I loved her.
I think Bianca has hit a female Cody era where I think she can be your marketing, she could be the person you put on the videotapes and everything like that.
Agreed.
I'll say this right now. Jade is fantastic, but Jade is a Hollywood star. Jay is here for a short stint to let the WWE showcase her, and she's in movies. You want my hot take?
Good.
I think she's going to be a Marvel movie. I think it's a sign, seal, deliver thing. I think she's going to be a Marvel character.
It could be. She might be the next Storm, but
they've been calling her Storm on TV how many times now? I don't think that's a mistake.
But let me say this: TKO now runs WWE, so they might say, look, we want this instead of this. They've got the stroke.
But if Jade's not going to be your full-time always here person, why for a quick grab why diminish Bianca for a quick hot spot? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think longevity wise, I think you hurt a character by doing something to be hot for a moment.
But I don't think, and you're right, but you're thinking old school. You're thinking the way wrestling should be. You're not thinking the TKO way. TKO might have a different vision entirely. So they might. Right. So it might be what you're saying is 100% right, but we don't know what their mindset is and how they do things. Look,
yeah.
Do you think Triple H overbooked WrestleMania? You think it was him?
I think it was The Rock. I think The Rock overbooked it.
Which is part of the TKO board.
Yes.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest. We talked about this before. I said as soon as TKO, when that merger went through, I said, I don't know if this product's gonna be for me.
It's definitely different, but different ain't bad. It's not terrible. I mean, but see, just so you know, Tom
says no overbook. No, that's crazy.
But overbook doesn't mean a bad thing all the time. Overbook's not always bad. For the way they used those guys, it was good booking. Was it overbooking? Of course it was. Did you need all that?
I think the main event should have been overbooked, but I don't think it was booked the proper way. I honestly, to this, I will die on this hill. I think the visual of WrestleMania should have been your Sammys, your KOs, your Jimmy Usos, your LA Knights, your Randy Ortons, everyone who was done dirty by Roman should have pushed away the resistance and let Cody have his one-on-one spot. I think I see John Cena made sense to me because John Cena has been inserted in this bloodline thing, and him going after Solo made sense because they had that beef, they had that rivalry. But I think if they would have had Austin and then they went with The Rock or Taker because he was there, I think that diminishes everyone's work ethic who worked for 2 years to put together a story. I think that's them catering to the nostalgia aspect and using a legend to get a cheap pop when they should have used the guys who have been involved in the story the entire time.
I disagree with this, Stephanie. Taker does make sense, and I'll tell you why. Number one, if you want to go back to WrestleMania, Undertaker's lost twice, once to Brock, once to Roman. But that's not where you make the correlation. Where you make the correlation is that Undertaker, that used to be his yard. Who took over the yard? Roman. And Roman has not respected the yard as Undertaker would respect the yard with all these cheating. Out of the 38 title defenses that Roman had, 26 of them were by chicanery, by getting by bloodline cheating. So what I'm saying is, if you want to make the argument on why Undertaker was there, he came to restore order to the yard. You listen.
I think you put more thought into it than they did. But
my point's pretty good though.
Now you set a standard that every time someone cheats, the Undertaker shows up like Batman and saves the day.
No, I just think for this thing, because Cody has been cheated so much, and because
why did Undertaker come in when Kevin Owens got cheated 3 times? Why didn't he come in when LA Knight got cheated 3 times? Why just for Cody? Because it wasn't WrestleMania.
It's not WrestleMania.
Exactly. That's a cop out. Like,
but that's a TKO thing. That's a TKO decision.
But is Undertaker the type of guy in this part in his career that's bitter for a loss 10 years ago, and he's going to come in and interject himself?
True.
You know what I mean? Like, in 10 years, does LA Knight come in and say, oh, remember before Mania when I got cheated? I'm going to relive that storyline right now. Like, I think there is okay to go back to old storylines, but I think there has to be a cutoff too, because if you open the door too wide for a universe, then it's like, oh, well, it's long-term story booking. 10 years ago, they shook hands. Like, there has to be cutoffs to stories every now and then. You know what I mean? And I think the bloodline story stood on its own, and I don't think there was a reason for Taker to be there, only because of the fact that he was a legend.
Hunter, we said Storm. Storm be the perfect character for her. Storm.
Yeah, Storm. I think they've been calling her Storm. There's a new Storm here. It's Jade. I think that's a lock. Happy birthday, Hassan.
Look, whatever happened at WrestleMania,
I love SummerSlam with the color scheme of the Cleveland Browns. I think that should be a thing they do going forward. I think pay-per-views should change to the sports team's logo. I think that's a super good move.
It's a good marketing ploy.
Yeah,
that's what they did for WrestleMania. They had the green. Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, and here's the thing too. Undertaker is retired, right? But he essentially said to us that the character, like, he'll use the name Undertaker, but he will not don the robe. He will not don the trench coat, the hat. Like, that character is dead. So if you're not going to show up in that character, I don't want to see you looking like a bouncer. I don't want to see American Badass Taker. Like, I'm good. If you're gone, then be gone. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. In the Cody face-to-face,
I think Jade's 100% gonzo. I think she'll be here once or here and there, but I think she's going to be a movie star, and what she should be. Jade is treating the wrestling business like a business, and I think it's super smart.
She's smart.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Do you agree with EST going first in the draft?
Yeah, I think that's a good pick.
She went number 1.
I'm with it. Who would you have picked over her that was available?
No, I love it. I love a woman going as the number 1 pick. And guys, I called Blair Davenport, didn't I? Nobody saw that one coming, but I called that one. Hey, Julie, good to see you. Yeah, but Stephanie, I don't care about cheap pop or nostalgia. I like it. I don't mind it. I don't mind a cheap pop.
Did you
I
cheap
agree
pop
that-
for Bully Ray being a guest referee and making the entire
Yo.
match about Bully Ray?
Yo, let me explain some to you, bro. Don't make me go there, okay? Don't make me go
I'm just
negative.
saying it goes two ways.
But for the people that loved it, good for him. I hated it.
But to sacrifice your roster because you want to have a Bully Ray moment in Philly,
But you know what though? I don't mind because that match wasn't all that anyway. I wasn't invested in that match. I could care less. I went to the bathroom.
it couldn't be anything because they made it about somebody else before the match even started. Snoop Dogg made a mockery of it on commentary. It was horrible. To watch at home was a joke. Look at this team. Look at this team walking down right now. How is this team a joke right now?
True. That match was my bathroom break match.
And no disrespect to the Pride either, because they shouldn't be jobbers.
No.
Like this team and the Pride should be looking at the division going, how is the Bloodline and how is the Judgment Day destroying everybody? We should be going after the top. Like this looks like a team that should be going to the top of the card. Like they should be going for the top spots. Dude, I honestly love Snoop Dogg's commentary. I guess it's fine, but like in any other version of commentary, if somebody were to go in there and do that, it would be deemed as disrespectful. As someone who's a commentator, if I try to go too far out of a spectrum, you get told you're trying to do too much and you're being disrespectful and you should be worried about the match. But then someone like Snoop Dogg gets on commentary and just makes an idiot out of the match, and then everyone loves it. So it's like, I don't know. It's a double-edged sword. I love New Catch Republic, but they should get killed.
So do I. How about them getting pinned on NXT?
Who's that? New Catch?
No,
Tokar and Razor? I don't know the real.
AOP.
I only call them that because of the Ninja
AOP.
Turtles.
AOP.
That's a disservice. I don't know how you look at AOP and be like, yo, they should be your top tag team. I do think Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne are very, very talented, but
they're so small.
I don't know how you invest in Toker and Ray, like how you invest in these two guys and you make them look like jobbers. Like it just makes zero. You put them with Paul Ellering and just like, yeah, we're gonna make these guys a joke. Like
they should be they should be Legion of Doom 2.0 basically.
Exactly. They should be killing people.
They should be killing everybody. Like you got to put the titles on them and have them be unbeatable for a year and a half, and then you have a smaller team maybe pull upset or something. But yeah, you definitely.
So Snoop Dogg is actually a commentator. He commentates in multiple different sports now. He does a live stream kind of like this where he commentates on what's happening, but he makes it more about I'm partying, baby. I'm smoking weed. You know what I mean? Like that's his bit. But like Pat McAfee does the similar thing, but Pat McAfee also can dial it in and tell you stats and statistics and things that are going on in the match that still stick to you still need to stay in the realm of a commentator. But like when Moxley got on commentator on AEW and he got in trouble because he just literally went out there and screamed and cursed the entire time. He didn't add anything to the match except his character. And not all the time that's smart for people in the ring. Like, I don't think anyone talks about the match. I think they talk about Bully Ray and Snoop Dogg on commentator, and that's a disservice to the people in the ring.
Agreed.
At the end of the day, you have to keep in mind that the people in between those ropes are risking paralyzation and death.
Their lives,
in every centimeter, every dive, every bump, every step of the way. And as a commentator, you need to respect that. Oh, he caught Dunn's shoulder on the way through. Did you see that? It almost overextended him.
Hold on. I'm a little behind. I'm about
My bad. I'll slow it down.
No, you're fine. I'm like a minute behind you. He just made the tag now, and he's about to do the
apron.
He's about to jump over done right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he kicked him. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. I love this.
Yeah,
this,
hell yeah.
this crowd.
Oh, nailed it. They should be like the new Bludgeon Brothers. Like they were dope. The Bludgeon Brothers were sick. Luke Harper and Eric. The only time Eric Rowan was cool his whole run. Like,
You know, Tyler Bate is so good, but he's just so small.
dude, I'm so excited for this movie.
What movie's that?
The new version of Mad Max, the Furiosa.
Oh, it looks good. Yeah.
When they did the last Mad Max with Tom Hardy, bro, I went and seen that in theaters like 4 times.
Yeah, it was good.
I loved it. It was so
Charlize
good.
Charlize Theron is incredible.
Yeah. Oh, you're a Heath guy. I love Heath Slater. I there's a photo during my streams that like the stream starting, and it's a photo of me and Heath, and we were both higher than Senator Socks in that photo.
Speaking of Heath, he's gonna be at BPW, and let me see if I can find the
Dude, Heath is dope.
card.
He's literally your best. I love Heath Slater. So I met him twice, and one time we were out front of a show, and we were partaking in our medicine, and he walks up and goes, "Hey, I like medicine too." And we're like, "Here you go, brother." And we were at when we were at the last time me and you were there together at 2300 Arena. I walked by his table, and he was with KH Promotions, and he's like, "Yo, Anthony, you're not gonna say hi?" And I was like, "I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think you would remember who I was." And he's like, "Get over here, man." And he gave me like some love, and I was like, Heath Slater knew my name. Lance Archer remembered me. Like, I don't know, like when I work with the talent for those meet and greets back in the day, I don't think they're gonna ever remember me again after that date. And I'm not gonna sit there and come up on them and act like they do, you know. But Heath was like, "You're not gonna say hi to me?" I was like, that meant a lot. Like, I think he's a class act dude in my book.
Definitely. Yeah, I'll be at that show. I'll be at every BPW show from now on. Once again, if you guys didn't hear about BPW, they had a good show last Saturday I was involved in. Stay tuned, everybody. I can't give away things yet.
What do you do there now? Do you just like walk around the ring?
I do everything. Basically, I did ringside interviews, basically. So when the wrestlers came out, I would interview them. I did some backstage interviews. Not to mention, I did some producing. I produced a couple matches.
So like, I'm not hating on. I'm just asking a question.
Mm-hmm.
So they come out for their match, and then you interview them for your channel, or does the whole crowd hear the interview?
So it's for my channel, but we're gonna work that in. That the whole arena will hear it. But during commentary, they actually put my channel over because they're live on YouTube as well.
Got you.
And as they were on YouTube, I said, "Hey, check out 10 Lines of Tony show," but it will be for the it will be for my channel specifically, and their channel, and the audience as well. But
So the only reason I say that is because I think it's becoming a trend on the local independent scene, especially more in PA than anywhere, where you watch a show and you're trying to watch back a show, and it's definitely a me thing because I overlook at everything. But like 2 photographers is fine. 2 photographers, 2 roving cams on ringside is fine. But when there's 13 people all trying to get TikTok clips during a match, it's too much. There's too many people ringside.
I wait until the match is over. I'm at the railing by the ramp, and I wait till they walk to me.
Yeah.
So
like,
I know just
I don't
what you
want to
mean.
come off as I'm a hater, but like there's a lot of times I was watching BPW's product, and it's like, why are there 100 people around the ring? Like, you're in the shot. Like, your job as a person ringside is to be as inconspicuous as possible. You're supposed to be in black. You're supposed to be low color. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hide next to a post. And when someone's on hard cam trying to get a TikTok clip, it takes me out of it's like there's no etiquette to the ringside. You know what I mean?
No, it happens. I know I've been guilty of that sometimes too, being in the wrong place, wrong time. But you know, that's just ring awareness and being in the right place, right time. But I get what you're saying. But me personally, I got some other guys meeting. Sorry.
I like that roster. I definitely got to swing by and say what's up to everybody. It's been difficult with no transportation, but fingers crossed. I had a job interview today, and if I get this job, dude, it's gonna be massive. Like, the pay is unbelievable. The hours are unbelievable. The style of work that I would have to do is very good for my body. It's a lead position, so hopefully it's something that I land. I'm not getting my hopes up because nothing cool happens for me, but I feel like I did really, really good on the interview. So hopefully it goes through. It would be
Hopefully
nice to have a vehicle again and be able to travel and get my name back out in wrestling shows. And I think too many people forgot, who wears the crown in the 570, and I need to remind some people. You know?
Oh wow! Oh wow!
I said the 570.
No, it's cool. Hey, listen. If I come here, area code, you're still the king to me. That's not my thing. And let me tell you, bro, this France crowd is hot.
Yeah, they're very into it.
Well, then when's the next time they're gonna get a show? They gotta take advantage of this. Nice standing slice of bread.
What's the name's crowd? Was it last SmackDown or last Raw? They were dead. It was horrible crowd.
Yeah.
Dude, Tyler Bates a monster. Like, I don't mind this becoming a competitive match, but it's definitely, I feel it hasn't been a 50-50 match. I think AOP really hasn't gotten a lot of offense in.
Yo, look at this guy lift this dude up. Tyler Bates spinning him around. My God.
Dude, Tyler, look at his quads, man. He's a big boy.
Big boy. Yo, Tyler Bates on the swing right here. This is awesome.
Tyler Bate will be like his generations of Claudio.
Yeah.
Please. Just water's fine.
I love that they're counting in French. Maybe because they're in France.
Yeah. Like, the fact they don't use her enough is a my only fear with Final Testament, and I will 100% think this is why they're not pushing them the way they should be, is because they're going to bring in the Wyatt Six, and Cross once again is going to get diminished because of it.
Oh,
I think they look at Cross as like this spooky strong guy, and I think when Bray wasn't there, they were starting to lead into it more, and then as soon as they re-signed Bray, Cross disappeared. Because they couldn't book two of that same style character, and now that they're bringing back the Wyatt Six, I think that's a huge reason why the Final Testament's not getting not getting booked strong. And as I say that, they switched up the ending, but I think the way that match was structured doesn't do them justice. I don't want to ruin anything, but like, y'all just got essentially picked apart by two much smaller dudes than you. And it took outside interference for you guys to look strong. I don't think that's a good looking win for this team.
I love how they use Scarlett in this match, though. She needs to be used a lot more.
The rumor is the Wyatt Six is going to show up at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Thank you. Actually, can you give me one of those packs?
Look at that flip right there. Karrion Kross using a modified F5 kind of move. Wow.
Are you going to the next PPW?
PPW?
PPW.
Who knows? It depends on what I'm doing. I mean, I don't know. I never really go to PPW anymore. Just nothing against them. Just don't.
It's on the 12th. I just didn't know if you were coming. I'll be there getting content.
Okay.
I'm just saying if you're gonna go there, she was gonna start shipping stuff out. But if you're gonna be at that show,
well, we'll talk after the broadcast, and maybe I'll just come up anyway. I'm sorry, guys. Karrion Kross does not look menacing to me with this ponytail and everything. Shave his head.
No, I like his long hair.
Not me.
I think the mustache is silly, but I think him with long hair is the move. Miss Swan says they're all for the Wyatt actually build up.
Oh, so Team Swole. That's Stephanie. That's Say's wife. Shout out to Team Swole. Say, my trainer. I haven't trained with her long.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Stephanie. This is a go home show. It's not a bad show.
No, it's been fine.
They're gonna turn RKO. Going to be a RKO. They're gonna break up. They're gonna turn somebody. Oh, Paul.
I will say this: if they do the Wyatt Six stuff, if you're gonna book something, at least have a definitive ending to it. Like, I don't want to watch QR codes every single week and have to do detective work to find out what you're trying to do. And then it's like watching the TV show Lost, where every week it's something new, but you never get a conclusion. And then the conclusion is a DQ and a Hell in a Cell. I'm not into it. Like, I feel like I've been burned too many times by the Bray Wyatt storylines. I'm not pumped for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just being honest. Like, you gotta be able to wrap it up. Like, make a conclusion. Tell us what some things mean. Put things together. Like, I don't want to play guessing games every week, because I'm going to be honest. I think listening to Wrestling Marks fantasy book everything all week, and then I think I'm right, because it's like, oh, I can't deal with it.
I know just what you mean.
And I got to work with Eric one time, and this is obviously Bray, but the dude didn't really have a lot of positive things to say about Bray Wyatt, like, at all.
Who's that?
Eric Rowan.
Oh.
If you walked up to a table at Eric Rowan, first off, nobody was there. How many time shows have you been at where Eric Rowan sat by himself?
I refuse to answer that question. On the grounds, might incriminate me.
Bro, there was a line that went through his table because people were in line for somebody else and didn't go to his table. I'm just being honest. Like, just because we're showing love and respect to Bray, I think he's getting a rub off from it, and that's awesome and good for him. But, like, y'all didn't love this dude ever, and now all of a sudden everyone's like, he's part of the Wyatt Six, the greatest signing. It's like, I much rather see the Bo and Alexa Bliss start off as a two-man stable, let them rock with a little bit, see what they, because I think if you put too many people in, you can't use all six people.
It dilutes it.
It's going to dilute it so much, and it's going to be like, there's six people. So why should the Wyatt Six not just destroy the entire WWE? They have six people. Why should they not just run Ramshot over the whole company? Like, I feel like it's too much. I think you gotta ease into it. Like, at the end of the day, the story has to somewhat have relevance and has to make sense at some point.
No, you're right.
Because realistically, is Braun Strowman, Eric Rowan, or Dexter Lumis going to be champions underneath the Wyatt Six name?
No.
So they're going to be enhancement talent that wear spooky costumes.
Spooky costumes.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to let's make it make sense. I think Alexa Bliss will benefit from this story. But like, they can't book a 3-man stable with the Final Testament. They can't book a 3-stable person with the Pride. You can't use the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley, and you expect me to think you're going to book the Wyatt Six properly?
Point.
Like, and then you have the Judgment Day, you have the Bloodline, and now you're going to add the Wyatt Six, but none of them are going to touch each other ever. Like, I don't know. I'm excited to see how it goes, but I have my reservations.
No, and listen, I'm hoping they can do it right for Bray Wyatt's sake. You know
who's screwed if Alexa comes back? Liv Morgan.
Oh, well,
because Liv Morgan is essentially just cashing in on everything Alexa did when she's not there. Except Alexa makes the moves look better.
Call Kira.
Get the producer in here. I wore a Judgment Day shirt to give her some love, you know.
I'm wearing a merch shirt to show myself some love.
Once I get money, I'll be buying my own merchandise again.
Hello?
Kira, the chat is asking, where are you? Especially your good friend Dahlia Pacheco.
Did she hang up on you? She
No,
just banged on you.
No, because I think they're arguing in the other room, and she didn't want me here. They're arguing.
Gotcha.
There's a lot going on here today.
Oh boy.
There's a lot going
my
on here
goodness.
today.
No, Hunter, I didn't see the other comment. I'm sorry.
Okay, wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen. She's here, guys. She's here. Could it be the phenomenal one? Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the producer of this show. Look at you girls. That's what you look. Look at it.
I did this for you.
Hello, Dahlia. Hello, Mr. Anthony Blackwell
Look at the shirt.
Jr. I see the shirt. That's the first thing I noticed, actually.
You notice his shirt before you notice this one?
I saw you all day.
I didn't have this on all day.
Looks much better in the actual correct font.
I didn't hear him.
He said, looks much better in the correct font.
Is that the one I sent you? Or did she redo it?
This is the one you sent me.
Okay.
Yeah. But all's good in the world. Yes.
Did I miss anything?
No, not really. SmackDown's okay tonight. Definitely okay. Are they in there arguing about
the
Vaseline?
crowd's hot. The crowd's super into it.
Who's she talking to?
Big Bucks.
What's she talking about?
He's cleaning out the fridge.
Oh, good. So, guys, this to give you like insight on our family dynamic. On like we're gonna make a reality show. Just do it for a one day reality show. Just so you guys know, right now, there's a lot of people that live in my house that don't pay rent. So, Big Bucks is now cleaning out the fridge of people that don't pay rent. Because why should it take up fridge space? They're not paying electricity. So Big Bucks is causing little issues with, we're starting some conflict here. So people will leave because we don't want them here. And I don't care if they're watching live. Get out. We don't want you here. Go.
I'm moving in soon. I'm moving in.
Bro, we'll take you. At least you can tip in content wise. That's something.
We'll make it a content house.
There's something, So yeah, we got a lot going on here, guys. But so I guess she hung so quickly because I could hear in the background. I
figured you were on speaker, so I was like,
I just bought this,
But isn't Bobby like known as the trash compactor? Like he eats all the food anyway.
Yeah, but see, Bobby contributes to the house. It's a long story, but Bobby, listen, there's certain people in the circle, and Bobby's in the circle. Of course, Kira's in the circle. Of course, Mikey's in the circle, and everybody else, they're outside the circle. I could care less. I don't care.
The circle of trust, Falker.
Circle of just right. That's right. The circle of trust. New shirt. Look at the RKO shirt. Man, I need that shirt.
Oh, the duct tape shirt. Duct tape is always the way to go.
It is great,
dude. Make them tag team champions. Give RKO. RKO a tag team run.
RKO. It goes RKO, not RKO. It's RKO.
Oh
RKO.
my god, this is why I hate having no money. I was never able to get the Sami Zayn duct tape shirt, and now I want the RKO duct tape shirt. I'm broke. Oh, so YouTube, I have to wait 37 days to reapply for. So I don't know. I went to go get my money out, and then it told me to connect to my YouTube because I wasn't been able to connect to a website. And then when I went to connect, they said I was denied, and I have to reapply in 30 days. So I have this money sitting in there that I can't do. My super chats are turned off. I can't make any revenue for 30 days. It boned me. Yeah. Oh my god, that shirt's so good.
These guys
are he's 100% gonna speak French.
Oh yeah. Guys,
I love the arena. I like the way they have their ramp and stuff set up.
You know what though? Wouldn't they be great tag team champions? They would be.
Yeah. I mean, the actual solidified tag teams in the company aren't being used. So if you're going to cash in on two top names, they might as well do it.
It's been a while
Here's
since
my thing. I love that the crowd is around the entranceway. You see how it goes up and around. I think that's such a good idea. I think it just feels like you're surrounded the entire time.
It's been a while since KO has had he had the tag team titles last year, but didn't hold him that long.
I love Kevin.
Look at Reedy. Got a show now. Let's see how this goes.
Kevin's my favorite dude actively in probably in professional wrestling. Him and Adam Cole are my two guys.
He spoke French.
It would, you'd really have to talk me into doing something like this, but it didn't take a lot of talk me into anything.
He has no idea.
Oh, freaking amazing!
Babyface Randy's so fun. Like, I like it. I don't know.
What's up, Last Week in Wrestling podcast? We are doing great on this Friday night. Wow.
Owens and taking on the bloodline tomorrow with Backlash, kicking both of their asses.
Yo, that crowd's hot. Yo, tomorrow's crowd tomorrow at Backlash is gonna be hot.
Yeah, they're gonna be into it. What's going
Are
on,
you doing
Dylan?
Are you doing a show?
I'm not sure yet.
You're welcome to join me on mine.
From a number that I didn't want to answer because the caller ID was somebody I didn't want to talk to. But then finally, Wednesday at 4 a.m., he wore me down and I answered. And that's when Paul Heyman asked to be a guest on our show tonight.
Oh, Paul Heyman's your guest.
The same reaction
I'm listening to your commentary.
on my phone.
Yeah. Sorry, let me turn it down a little bit.
Just a tad.
Okay, my bad.
Oh, 9 o'clock tomorrow, Dahlia. Ooh,
And where?
she's in Cali.
Oh, Cali, I didn't know. Cali, got you.
Yeah, bro. You know, we collaborate. Collaborate.
KO has me blocked on X for talking crap to MJF, as he should. MJF is the salt of the earth.
Salt of the earth.
How dare you? How dare you, Tom? I'm
He's our
retweeting you.
scumbag.
You're blocked by my idol.
He's our scumbag.
Dude, he's killing it. He's so that dude. His title run was unbelievable. So good. The way he got a crowd behind him is crazy.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen,
I thought for sure he was going to be an AEW lifer, but I honestly feel when his contract legitimately is up,
MJF has to come WWE. He has to.
I think there's a possibility it happens. But spoiler alert, everybody, he's still under contract. Just put it out there. The bidding war of 2024 is not a real thing. There's no. It's probably like more like 2026, 27.
Wow.
I love, dude. Dude, Paul is a huge reason why this bloodline thing has worked the way it worked.
Yeah.
He's so good.
He's great.
If you say he can come in, you can't just RKO him right away. Right away, or out of nowhere.
Oh, I'm behind you, so I know what you're laughing at.
Yeah, I didn't say. I won't say anything. When Paul always asks for permission, I love that. May I? May I?
He's not. He's
So-
no thing.
Kind of a cheap plug. We were gonna do it on Sunday, but we haven't done one in a while. Tornado tag. I'll wait till this promo is over. Hold on.
No chaos this evening. They want Roman.
I came out here for a very
Wow.
I have great respect for you, Randy Orton. I have great
The Rock coming in benefited Roman babyface more than it benefited
time.
Cody.
Big time.
there was a title on the line, and I understood just like you understood.
The bloodline helped the bloodline. Sorry, Cody. It's what's best for business.
I don't think you're in any position to give anybody advice considering how everything around you is falling apart.
Oh. I don't know if this is a work or just being funny, but Matt Cardona just tweeted or made an Instagram post that Game Changer Wrestling has a new general manager,
Him?
and it's the broski, Matt Cardona. Now that he's injured with his shoulder and he's going to be out for almost a year, he's going to still travel and do shows, and he's going to play a GM character for GCW.
Smart. Smart.
That dude's work ethic is unbelievable.
Oh, who's the real tribal chief? Oh, wow. What a question. What a question.
See, Paul selling this as he's legitimately fearing of these two is awesome. No one does the clinch hockey fist fight better than Kevin Owens.
Look out.
Get him, Hurricane. Get him.
This match might end in a
Kevin's
DQ.
biting his face. I love Kevin. Wee. I'm not gonna know any of these extras. Actually, I might know one if he's there. I did meet one French wrestler. Is that actually him right there?
Wow, Kevin's biting that dude. That's hilarious.
I met a dude from France named R1. He's really, really, really good. Kofi Kingston actually was retweeting his stuff because he has a really good. He's like really, really athletic and has an insane vertical, and his frog splash looks like he jumps out of the building.
Well, KO just did a senton, took out everybody.
Yeah. So yeah, Saturday night at 9, myself and BP will be doing an episode of the history of the most recent Hall of Fame inductee, the wise man himself, Paul Heyman.
I was there live when he said S my D.
Love him.
It was
Love that.
craziness.
Oh, they're actually making the Street Profits again. That's exciting.
Wee.
How do you not push this down? It's insane to me. They're not like 6-time champions by now. Like, what is the reason they don't pull the trigger on the Street Profits? I don't get it. I never met a French wrestler, but I met a ton of French Canadian.
Yo, what a popular night.
I can't get behind him.
What?
I can't. They don't treat him like a top guy. Why should I? It's another one. How does this guy not have a title, like at least for a week? You know what I mean? Like,
I think we see him versus Logan Paul.
I don't. You know who my take is that I think is going to take the title off of Logan Paul? Dom.
It'd be nice.
From a business standpoint, who do you push more? A late 30s, early 40s LA Knight to beat the young.
He's 40s.
The 40-year-old LA Knight who probably to beat the hype train social media marketing guy of a Logan Paul, or do you use the upcoming guy who's a second generation of Rey Mysterio's kid, who has many years ahead of him?
No, I agree, but I just don't think they need the title. He needs the title.
What I'm saying is, whoever's the guy to dethrone Logan it's going to be a big deal because it's going to be talked about on a global scale.
I think that they have. I get what you're saying, but I think that they've.
Plus,
I think that
if Dom beats him, it's the two top heels in professional wrestling, and if Dom decides to take up a new moniker because the dude's growing a little bit of a mustache and really going for this mullet, and Dom lies, cheats, and steals his way to a world title, it may break him away from a Judgment Day and put him in a different light where he is now a heel babyface, and it sends him to a new stratosphere.
Could be.
That's the move, because it's popular to boo Dom. And Dom's at that level where it went from Roman's, it was like cool to throw the ones up, and now Roman's the biggest guy in the company. The second they decide to the right moment to switch Dom over to the cheer aspect, he's going to be a mega star. And Logan Paul's the guy to put him in that light.
That's true. But then you ask yourself the question, what do you do with somebody like LA Knight, who's getting huge crowd pops? And people really want him to see.
Put him in a story that people care about. Piper didn't need the world titles to be one of the most talked about guys in wrestling. You just put him in storylines that make sense. You put him in good storylines, and then he goes up against a world champion and loses, and it just diminishes him. Don't go for a world title if you don't have a clear-cut reason for it. I think that's what happens. I think too many people think you have to be for the title. Just put a cohesive storyline around LA Knight, and it'll work.
I think Dominic is too enthralled in the Judgment Day and now the Liv Morgan thing from the push me anywhere towards Logan Paul. Not that that's not a great idea, but I think that their mindset is, let's get this title off Logan Paul, put on a wrestler who's here every day. We get it on LA Knight, and then from there, I guess we go wherever we go. But I get what you're saying. But I think the story with Dom is more of turning on Rhea and going with Liv. I think it helps Liv. I think it elevates Liv. I would love that. I'll tell you why. That helps Liv. Liv, believe it or not, Liv has a great following, and she's talented. She really is talented. But the problem is she doesn't resonate with everybody.
Because she's not herself. She's essentially a bootleg Alexa Bliss.
Which would Dominic would change, because you get her as a little whorish character. You know what I mean? That she stole Dominic from Mommy. Gives a little bit of street cred.
It's essentially her being Alexa 2.0 is not working, so now she's trying to be Mommy 2.0.
Which would
she's not standing on her own. She's
that would work though.
Thing. Yeah,
but that would work though. Mommy 2.0 would work. You know?
Yeah. I think your QR code just popped up. Now that Samantha Irvin is a WWE video game, do you think they will make ring announcer action figures? Well, they did make a ring announcer action figure, and he was Alberto Del Rio's personal ring assistant and ring announcer. Has his own. Ricardo Rodriguez has his own action figure.
That's true.
It is a shame we never got a Fink figure.
It probably went out there somewhere.
Actually, I just found a girl on social media who is a ring announcer for Mission Pro and a bunch of different promotions in Texas.
Black girl, right?
Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah.
I shared her on my Instagram.
Yeah, I saw her. I think she's pretty good. She does little TikToks
Yeah.
of her her reactions.
Mm-hmm. People of color thriving in pro wrestling. I love to see it.
You know, I think you're talented. You should thrive. Doesn't matter what color you are, but you're right that for a long time, people of color were just used as enhancement talent. And people say, "Oh, well, you had The Rock." Well, okay, that's one, and Rock's part Samoan. So
Yeah,
but you guys have Kofi. Well, Kofi's run wasn't the best either.
I'm not trying to be mean when I say it, but it is just the way of the world. It's like, yeah, Sammy Davis Jr. is part of the Rat Pack, but he also had to be. He was part of the Rat Pack. You know what I mean? That's like people say.
He said to go through the back door of the hotel.
Yeah, and that's essentially like the Samoans essentially had to earn that right, and that's why Samoans always got the push in the world of wrestling. But black talent never really got that. Like, I think The Rock got more of a push because he was a Maivia, because he was a Samoan more than he was Rocky Johnson's kid. If anything, being Rocky Johnson's kid probably hurt him. It's kind of like Charlotte. Everyone says, "Oh, well, Charlotte's getting everything because of her dad." I think Charlotte's working against the idea of her being who her father is more than it does benefit her.
First of all, she's better than her dad ever was. Sorry to
exactly. I totally agree. I think Charlotte Flair is out here trying to remake the Flair name as a positive light, and her dad's out there crushing it every chance he gets. I love these dudes that are with Phantasmo. Like, I think Angel Garza could be like the next big thing, and unfortunately, I just don't think it's going to happen while he's in the WWE.
Yeah, both of them agree. Humberto Carrillo's been with them like 8-9 years now. Been here a while. Yeah, they're so good, both of them.
How is it disrespect to the Nature Boy? The dude's a joke. Like, outside the ring, he's not a good human to look up to. He's awful. He's a terrible human. A guy who says, "Yeah, I just almost died, and everyone gave, and I had to, take money away from my family to pay for hospital bills, and then I got clean and sober to survive, and then I walked out with my chip and walked across the street to the bar and threw it on the bar and drank for another 6 hours." Like, yikes, bro! Like, that's not a flex. like,
there's some things I just don't touch. That's one of them.
What, Ric Flair?
Yeah, it's just
one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. But like, outside the ring, it's hard. It's hard to justify. Like Hulk Hogan. Like,
don't get me started with him either.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But I think everyone's saying that Charlotte only gets her rub because her dad's Rick. I think she's earned. I think she's earned it. I think she surpassed that, and I think she's out here trying to relive the Flair name so his kids aren't deemed as alcoholic pieces of crap who are trying only out for themselves.
Look, let's not forget that Charlotte Flair didn't want to do this. She didn't want to wrestle. She did this for her brother, Reed.
Mm-hmm.
Her brother that committed suicide, Reed, wanted to be a wrestler so bad, but he couldn't get out of his own way because of his demons and his drug issues. And, he died of a drug overdose. And Charlotte carried this on for him. Let's not forget, Rick's other son, David, was not good at all in the ring. And Charlotte has, like Blackwell said, surpassed the Flair name in aspects of putting good light on it. I see nothing. Listen, people don't like Charlotte Flair because Kenny says Charlotte Flair has not surpassed Rick. In aspects of accolades, no. But if you want to talk about positive role models in wrestling and what she does for the business,
how do you say no to accolades?
Well, because she's not a 16-time champion, basically.
Do you think that she has done more for women's wrestling than Flair has done for men's wrestling?
That's tough to say because
I think
different era. But I do think Charlotte Flair
changed. Flair considered one of the best female wrestlers of all time.
She might be considered the best of all time.
Then I think she's right there with her dad. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just, I'm making a point what people might be saying in aspects of championships. But my thing is this. Let's not forget, guys, that this is a sport where it's predetermined and you're booked who's going to win the title. Just because if you are 16-time champions, you're also a 15-time loser. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So and let's not forget that to, win the title and get it back, you have to lose it. And they don't control that. We never hear anything bad about Charlotte Flair. Outside of the ring, she has a great work ethic. And I'm not saying Ric Flair didn't. Ric Flair is arguably one of the best wrestlers on the planet ever. But the question that Blackwell is asking is, who did more for the sport? And if you really think about it, it is tough to say. But before Charlotte Flair, it was Braun Panty Match, Diva, and she brought a era of legitimacy. And I also give Natty credit for that as well. Natty is one of those people that definitely brought women's wrestling into the forefront, as well as the whole
Natty didn't connect with a crowd like
right.
Charlotte.
That's about to say. But Natty didn't have the crowd connection. She had the wrestling acumen, but she didn't have what Flair has, and that's it factor. Not a lot of people.
Wrestle Park posted. I didn't know that was a thing. I have to look that up. I'm not saying you're not right. I just saying I haven't heard of it.
Hey, Wrestle Park, and I'm a black guy. I'm not going to defend her, but who hasn't said something wrong in their past? I mean, I've called people out of their name too. Does that make you a bad person, or just you did a bad thing? I mean, just Hulk Hogan's still in the Hall of Fame. I mean,
I don't like the racial slur, but if you say something disparaging to a cop, I don't hate it. Hold on.
I'm listening to LA Night right now. Hold on, guys. I'm a little bit behind you.
You're good.
Let me talk to you what he says, huh? He got great traps. Another dummy dropped on his head 3 the hard way. I love it. Yeah. No. The King of the Ring? Oh, wow. LA Knight in the King of the Ring. Oh. It's Santos Escobar. I love Santos Escobar. I think he's great.
Yeah, so it was a lawsuit in 2019. Nothing ever came of it, and there's no footage or evidence. It's all he said, she said. Supposedly she had to be tasered and I don't know. It's interesting that that's never really came to light. I don't know. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying it's interesting that you can't really you're gonna tell me that a cop discharged a taser and all this other stuff, but then there's nothing. It wasn't caught in a dash cam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We didn't hear nothing about it, really.
Dude, Liv got caught with a little bit of marijuana, and it was all over the news. And Charlotte Flair was tased and said racial slurs, and no one ever knew about it.
I got you.
I had to look more into it, but I appreciate you for bringing that to light. I'd like to look at more details on that. And listen, there's stories out there where Charlotte wasn't the easiest person to work with and has politic to get people out of titles and stuff like that. That's all out there. But also Charlotte's in that boat of a Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, where if they feel like you haven't earned it, why should I give my seat up to you?
LA Knight just put himself in the King of the Ring, which is pretty good. By the way, Pastor sent me a super chat on Cash App. Thank you for the super chat.
That's awesome.
Pastor.
What's up, everybody? It's me, your boy, Magnificent Mikey, and thanks for the super chat, baby. Ding, ding.
Ding, ding. Thank you, Pastor, for the super chat. Charlotte's put over a lot of people. What are you talking about? She's put over Becky. She's put over Sasha. She put over Rhea big time at last year's WrestleMania. What do you mean?
I think Rhea's in this light we have right now because of the win over Charlotte.
That match made her, because her first run was not as good. Let's not forget that.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference. When Charlotte loses to somebody, it puts you in a different light. because Charlotte protects her character. Rhea launched after beating Charlotte. Rhea beat Becky, and it was just everyday booking. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference between a Charlotte and a Becky Lynch.
That's not cool.
Here's a question for you. So you got guys like The Rock coming back. You got guys like Rey Mysterio who are still active. You have guys like Carlito coming back, and I'm just trying to think of more Attitude Era guys who are and girls who are in professional wrestling that are still active. You got Adam Copeland, you got Christian, you got I guess Bobby Lashley, or Randy Orton, all these people. Who do you think out of all the older guys that are still active in wrestling today is doing their best work and has the biggest connection with the crowd?
Right now?
Punk. Yeah, Punk would be. I don't think Punk's more of an Attitude Era guy, but if you want to throw Punk in there, sure. Yeah, all companies are expanding across the spectrum.
I mean, Christian's doing his best work. He's on hiatus right now, but he's doing the best right now.
No, he just came back. He's not on hiatus.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I disagree with Jericho.
I think Jericho's flat. I'm a giant Jericho fan, and I don't want him on my TV.
It's time for Jericho to call it a day. Jericho should go backstage and help out with the younger talent. I think Jericho has worn out his welcome, especially with the allegations. Whether they're true or not, he should step away for a little while. Beating Hook made no sense. Taking that title made no sense. And I think that Jericho has worn his welcome out. As you can see, people are tired of him. It doesn't matter. He still can wrestle. He still can go. But all these reinventions, he's Ocho, he's the Lionheart, he's whatever he is. People are done.
Yeah. Agreed. I agree with you with Christian. Here's why. The Rock has been offered this bloodline story multiple times and has turned it down. Mm-hmm. As soon as The Rock seen there was money in it, then he inserted himself into the top billing of the company. Christian's out here with no-namers.
Nick Wayne.
And
killing it.
Young Jungle Boy, young Christian, like, you know what I mean? Like, all these different. Christian is on fire right now. Like, he's must see when he's on screen. He's tearing it up. He's tearing it up. Like, him and Swerve, like, when they said Swerve's going to do his first title defense coming up at this pay-per-view, I was like, he has to beat somebody big. Like, you have to solidify him as a champion. And as soon as it's Christian, I was like, this is gold. This is gold.
Okay. Sure. Guys, I'm just apologizing to Kira. It was a great. This house, I'm gonna say something live on she's like, oh my God.
No, be careful. Be careful. It's
no,
your
I am.
family.
No,
be
I'm not a perfect dad. You know what I mean? I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
I make a lot of mistakes as a human being. And Kira is my right hand no matter what. She's my right hand. Kira doesn't just get me through this channel. She gets me through my life. People don't know this. I have depression really badly and severe anxiety. Very badly. Now, you wouldn't think so because you would be so surprised to know my personal life and how I grew up and how my home life is right now. The deepest depression are the people who wear the best masks. Yes. And I'll be honest with you guys, it's very hard to go to work every day. It's very hard to stay positive. And without Kira, I probably would have checked out a long time ago. But today, there's some stuff happened in the house, and I took it out on her because she's the closest person to me. And it was wrong, and I want to apologize to her because, she goes through a lot too. And sometimes forget, as strong as she is, she's just a kid. Even though she'll be 20 in June, she's still a kid. She's a kid.
When you turned on the stream, I seen it. I seen it. I was like, he needs someone about. You know what I mean? Like, not to deflect, but I'm also in the same boat.
Listen. People know this is a family channel, and look, a lot of people go and listen. Let me just cut you off quick. And nobody's seen Ricky in a while. Ricky's going through some stuff too, and It's tough, but I'm good.
But for how much you're going through it, I just really want to put out there as well is like, bro, this dude calls me every day to make sure I'm good, or I got out of bed, or I got in the shower. Like, are you good, my guy? Like, he knows that I'm going through it. And for the guy to go through it in his own household, but still reaches out and says, well, yo, you good? ABJ, like, you good? You want to talk? Just gives me 15, 20 minutes to talk. And even though if it's just bullshit, it's helpful. It's insanely helpful. So like, I appreciate you for also going through it, but taking a time out to make a phone call. Like, that means a lot to me.
No, and not it's not a problem. You know, and like I said about not to cut you, but I want to address it real quick. And yeah, I'm not trying to put Ricky's business out there, but you guys haven't seen Ricky lately, and it's it's just Ricky going through some stuff. And regardless of what anybody thinks or he thinks, I love Ricky very much. He's still my brother.
Sure is.
Mr. You can't pick your family members, but you can pick who you deal with in life. And just because you don't speak to someone for a while, I use Blackwell as a perfect example. We didn't speak for a while. I wanted to kill him. I really didn't want to go to Jersey and kill him. But miscommunication and just
Anybody went wrong place. I live in Pennsylvania.
I mean, concussions. But sometimes just
we would have duked it out and probably hugged after.
No, this is the thing. It would never got to the point because once we got face to face, I'd be like, this is so dumb.
Yeah.
There's no need to fight. We're grown men.
And real quick, just on the Ricky thing is, I think it's a pretty well known thing that I don't see eye to eye with Ricky. I don't wish him any harm. It's just I think when things went down the way it went down between myself and Tony, me and Tony kept it on a level of content creating, and I think Ricky took it on a point of my personal life and people who are not even in my personal life anymore. And I personally don't think that's cool, and I don't forgive that. But even with
that doesn't deter me. Just for the record,
that's exactly what I'm getting to.
Go.
Even though that all went down, Tony was like, "Yo, man, he was wrong, but I still love the dude." Like, and I've told Tony numerous times, if Ricky was on the channel, I can do business, I can be cool, I can talk wrestling with him because underneath the Tony umbrella, he's part of the Tony umbrella, and I will never tell someone not to have someone around or do what, like, the way Tony runs his channel is the way he runs his channel, and that's like. Even though, like, things went crazy, Tony has always said positive things about Ricky and try to defend him every chance he gets, and just goes to show the person that Tony is.
And I appreciate. I'll never stop defending people who I care about. That goes for you as well. Goes for a lot of people because I have a little more wisdom than you guys. I'm a little older than you guys, and I made a million mistakes and done a million things wrong. And I still to this day I do stupid things that
we all do
affect my life. So I will never judge anybody on their bad mistakes, because short of killing anybody, I'll forgive you. I mean, don't commit murder or you molest a kid, then we got a problem.
But be honest, you can commit murder if it's under the right pretext, or if you legitimately feel like you messed up. Sure, the kid thing, I'll never. You do something with a kid, you're dead to me. Like, don't ever. There's no. I had a bad day. No, you didn't. You're a horrible human. Go away.
No, and I got just saying on that, but so, like, guys, like I said, this is a family show. And I actually don't have a problem sharing stuff with you guys with the channel. Savage is right. No body, no crime.
Ask Marty.
Yeah, ask Marty. But like I was saying, I have no ill feelings towards anybody. I am not perfect. I am in my own dilemma in my life.
Yeah.
With everything I go through, trying to hold on to my job and do this, make this channel a success, because you guys don't realize, and as we watch the Street Profits go against the Tag Team Champions, you guys don't realize what this, you guys think you do, and you guys being here, you have no idea what it means that even the 31 people that are here tonight, right? You could be doing something else. Now, honestly,
absolutely.
I feel like 132 people should be watching right now, because I watch other shows like JD from New York, and I watch Wrestling Days, and can you help me out? Sandy Zapp. I watch a lot of the people who do great. I'm on their level. I don't have the backing. I don't have the financial backing because you guys are all poor, and I don't have what I need to get to the next level yet, because content creating wise, I'm limited to how much time I have in the day because I have a real job. But this channel is my life. Like, people don't know that I go to sleep with ideas and figuring, what can I do today? What can I do to get another subscriber? What can I do to get to 10,000, get to 20,000? How am I gonna get this plaque? How am I gonna get this plaque? How am I gonna legitimize myself by not being a failure and getting this plaque, this 100,000 subscriber plaque on my shelf? It consumes me, and it shouldn't. That's not something that should be important in your life. There's other things that are way more important, but it keeps me up at night, you know. And I have a lot of other aspirations I want to do with my life. You know, believe it or not, Anthony Black might not agree with this, but you know, if you guys know my guy Sam Gonzalez, who's in the chat, I do Bible study with him, and believe it or not, being me studying with him has made me better for the way I approach things. Because before I'd be like, F you, F this, and F, I wouldn't care. And you know, whether you believe in God or not, I do, and I always have. But I have a different appreciation for things now because of what I'm learning. You don't have to agree with me. I'm just letting you guys know. But
I have no beef with religion. Like, if
No.
you have your faith and you have your God, and that helps you and makes you a better person, I'm all for that. My problem is when people use the book and judge others, or use the book and try to dictate law within our country. That's the only issue I have personally with religion.
Guess what?
If religion makes you a good person, that's awesome for you, and I'm glad you found your religion and it makes you good.
Well, you saying that is exactly the problem with people who read the Bible. And let's not make this a theology lesson, but the problem is that people use it to their own narrative, and they say, "Well, this is what I use for this." You can't do that, and that's the problem. But
Real quick, do you think inherently I'm a good person?
100%.
So the reason I lean into the occult and saying I'm a Satanist and all that is because inherently I'm probably more Christ-like than most Christians. And I think inherently I do good by my fellow man. But when I tell someone I am that and they immediately judge me, I check them at the door for their own faith.
See, I'm not the kind of person that could give you to say you're right or you're wrong, because I'm not educated enough to give you a proper answer.
Yeah.
But I can say this. I know that being a good person is not all you have to do. Not saying you're not. I'm saying, but there's other things that you have to do to get right with God. That's all I'm gonna say. Sorry guys if you guys are offended by this, but guess what? I don't care. They persecuted Jesus. If you're gonna persecute me, take your ass somewhere else. I said ass. Go somewhere else. I don't care. And forgive me for saying the S word, the A word. God, see, I'm trying to think of this. Forgive me for saying that, but I get agitated when people try to judge you when the one thing that you shouldn't do is judge anybody.
Agreed.
So,
totally agree.
Yes, and if I forgive me, guys, but right now we got the tag team champions, A10 Down Under going against Street Profits. I didn't want to make this into a preaching thing for you guys,
I think general conversation is good. I think that's healthy. I think some people even during a watch along of pro wrestling, I think general conversation, like, that's why I don't call mine watch along. I call them hangouts, because, like, sure, we're all here watching a wrestling show, but I think, like, when you're sitting at your buddy's house watching a pay-per-view, or you're watching a UFC fight or something like that, conversations happen during the match, and it's not taking away from the match or saying you're not paying attention to it, but it's fun to consume content with other people, and if other conversations happen during it, I think that's healthy as well.
Agreed. And let me just say this real quick. Grayson Waller just walked to the top. He did a tightrope walk without any hands and did a coast to coast. Bro, incredible.
All four of these competitors in the ring are absolutely fantastic. I just love that they're bringing the Street Profits back to Street Profits.
Yo, what a move from Angelo Dawkins with that shoulder block in midair. And the sky high as well. Gotta love that. Shout out to D'Lo Brown. He makes a tag to Montez.
This gives me hope for the tag team divisions.
Is this the blockbuster of the top rope? It's the blockbuster of the top. Is he going to pin him? Is this it? What? He kicked out of the blockbuster.
Real quick, never mind. I don't want to dive into it. I don't want to make it about that. But I agree with what you're saying, Tom.
Street Profits are so good. Oh, he raked the face.
That
Theory's
was
little
that
bit
was a
stupid.
well booked tag team match. They
didn't
they made both competitors look like they could have walked out and been the champion. I wish they would have done that more with AOP. AOP visually got handed by New Catch Republic and then cheated to win. And I think they're too big and too strong to get booked that way. I think that booking makes both teams look good. Like
It does.
Street Profits can turn around tomorrow and be like, we were this close. We were this close. You know what I mean? That was a good tag team match.
Not to mention those tag team titles are beautiful. I love them.
So the only thing I said is I wish they would have did a silver backing behind it. And the only
I
reason
agree.
for that, I think the gold on gold, I think when they do graphics of it, you can read what the title is because they accentuate the title itself. But I think physically looking at it, I think it muddies it. I think it's too gold on gold and it's hard to make out that there's a Griffin in there. And I think it's hard
Agreed.
to read sometimes. But I think
I
they're
agree
great
with that.
titles. Great titles.
Nothing tops this tag team title.
It's a version of that. It definitely is inspired by that.
I'm gonna tease Lance right now because
I'll
Lance
tell you
is
this.
waiting on it.
If I get this job, Joe Ruda, you're gonna be busy, man, because I'm gonna start my collection. So beautiful.
Lance, don't worry, baby. We got one coming your way.
Oh, you're getting one for Lance?
Yeah, he wants one for I can't say. Yeah, that's all. Yeah,
That's awesome. That's super dope.
yeah.
Bro, I can't wait to like hopefully get this job, man, to have a page. Like, you know how excited I am to just this is how bad it's been for the last year and a half for me. Like going to the store and being able to just buy a snack. I haven't done that in a year and a half. Bro, you've been with like I drove to Philly with $0 in my pocket to work a convention and just like you had to force me to eat a slice of pizza. You know what I'm saying?
Did.
Like I literally lived my life the last 2 years like scrounging just for content, just to go and make content.
That's why if you ever go anywhere, I'm there. I don't care about feeding you or giving you some dollars because
I just suck at accepting help. I'm really
people,
bad.
I know what it's like not to eat, and people had to help me back in the day.
Yeah.
Everybody needs help sometimes. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Trust me. I used to take back cans and bottles for hot dogs back in the day. Bro.
I've just grown up in an environment where I've been around too many people who give you help, but they don't give you help to be genuine. They give you help to say they have one over you, if that makes sense. I grew up Italian. Like, oh, you know, I helped you. So if I make a phone call, you're in debt to me. It's like, I'm in debt to you because you bought me a sandwich, bro. Like, are you kidding me? Like, are you helping me for personal gain? Or are you helping me because you want to help me? And I've just been around too much of that growing up that it like makes me really it makes it really hard for me to accept help or accept gratitude from people. Like it's trauma. It's 100% past trauma. You know, like someone's like, hey, I'm gonna do a $20 super chat, and I'm like, just keep my money. Like in my heart, I'm like, that helps so much, but it's like it's hard to take it in. It really is.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've watched enough content creators. I watch people like JD from New York and Sandy Zap and Wrestling Days, and all these guys kill it. I was watching JD from New York the other night. His first subscriber came on, $100 super chat off the bat, right? Off the bat. The guy kills it. And guess what? God bless him. But I want to get there because guess what?
Sure.
My time is worth it. I'm good enough at what I do. My only thing is I'm not consistent enough to do stuff every day like I should be doing. I should be on this. I should be here every day live. I should be doing wrestling content every day.
It's not always about like I don't watch these content creators, but if they're consistently amazing every single day, awesome for them. I also think sometimes
they are.
I think sometimes it comes down to quality over quantity.
But see, that's wrong. When in this algorithm, that's what the problem is. You're right morally. You're right when it comes to the aspects of your content. But when it comes to this algorithm with YouTube, you got to do stuff every single day or you're not going to make it. Bro, let's think about this. Let's be honest. Okay, let me toot on home for a second, okay? I'm pretty charismatic. I'm pretty knowledgeable in the world of wrestling. I'm pretty good at what I do. When I do my traveling stuff, you see my stuff is great. I'm sorry. I can talk with the best of them. I can be here. I can talk for 4, 5, 6 hours and talk wrestling all night long as the show's on, talk about wrestling, have a conversation about religion or whatever the case may be, about life, about my kids, about what's going on in the chat. Who can do this? who can do this like me? Who has the lineage in the wrestling business? No disrespect to you, but what's the lineage in the wrestling business I have? Let's see. Former ring crew of ECW, former work in ECW, helped start a wrestling company in Long Island. The reason why there's NYWC, I'm part of HWA. And I'm in a NYWC Hall of Fame as a member of the HWA. How many Hall of Famers you know? Just for the record, okay? I'm a Hall of Famer in NYWC. Not to mention, I go to all these arenas in the country, find my way somehow to get on broadcast television where millions of people around the country. How'd Tony get there? I am broke and poor. How'd I get to Vegas? How'd I get to the pre-show of last year's WrestleMania, open the show? You know what it is? It's perseverance. It's not being shy. It's going out there. It's putting myself out there. You know how much ridicule I get from people in the wrestling business, from wrestlers who go, here, this guy again, stealing the show. You're damn right. And I'll say this out loud. I've never said this. I'm going to tell you guys this. I had a bad experience with Badass Billy Gunn and the Road Dogg Jesse James 2 years ago at WrestleCade. New to the content creators and stuff, just talking to people, getting a view of the entire convention at WrestleCade. I wasn't filming them per se, like in their face, but I was filming the whole convention center. These guys say to me, "Oh, are you gonna pay for this? Are you gonna pay for us you viewing us, you recording us?"
Real quick, like, is that legitimately the crowns they're gonna go with soon, or is that just a graphic? Because if that's the crowns, they look sick.
I mean, it's the graphic, but I go with that crown. I don't know, but it's just the graphic right now. But I like the crown.
I hope they find a way to make the King and Queen of the Ring relevant. Like, I think if you win, you should get a title shot or something. Like, there should be something to it.
I think they're gonna do it. Oh, those are the crowns. I like them. I think those are them. I think those are the crowns. Yeah, no, you're fine.
Yeah.
But anyway, so these two guys who are legitimate Hall of Famers, superstars in the industry, basically told me, "Yo, who you think you are? You're videoing us, and you're just some kid with a cell phone." Yo, Road Dogg Jesse James and Badass Billy Gunn. Okay, there you go. I don't care what people say about me at this point, because I'm out here trying to live my dream. And can I do it in the ring anymore? No. If I hadn't had the family backing that some people have, or good people in my life, I'd have made it to WWE. I was good enough to wrestle there. Sorry, guys. Say what you want to say. You guys don't know me. Because at 56, you guys, people are popping for me doing a one duck the clothesline and one duck the elbow move. People are popping. Oh, my God, Tony, you look great. I only stood still in the ring and did a duck the clothesline, duck the elbow. That's all I did. And people are popping. So imagine how I was 30 years ago. You know what I mean? When I was 26. So my point is this, is that I do this because I love this and I deserve everything. So when you see these guys that are killing it in the ring, JD from New York and on content creator, and they make his money, God bless them. They deserve it. I want the same. I want to be like them.
I'm in the same boat.
I want to make $1,000 a day too.
I don't care. I'm not one to say I want what you have. I don't want to take from your plate. I want to build my own plate, but I definitely want to be at that point as well. I want to be able to make money on this content and do that. I think I definitely feel like, for me personally, I don't have the same subscriber count as most, and I don't have the same viewership as a lot. Like, if I break 100 plays per video, I'm happy with that. That's my goal right now, because that's where I am as a content creator. And I'm at a point where I don't really worry about others. I just worry about myself. But it's like, I think, like, my community is fantastic. Like, I really, really appreciate my community. I think regardless of my numbers or that, like, I'm guaranteed an X amount of views. I'm guaranteed X amount of comments. I'm guaranteed that I can jump in my Discord, and it's the most active Discord in the wrestling space, because I've been invited to different wrestling Discords and other content creators Discords, and they're not the same as mine. Like, bro, I could be there till 3 a.m. with my people talking wrestling on and off camera. Like, I'm putting more hours into my community than I do my content, and I think that's what sets me apart. And I know it's going to take me a longer time to get there, but that's what it takes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm 5 years out from 100,000. It's the truth. I'll be 60 when I get 100,000. It's true. It's sad to say it. It's crazy. It's like, I totally get where you're coming from. It's like everyone has a different path to get there. Like, honestly, like, I I didn't feel accepted in the wrestling business until Mania weekend, to be completely honest. Like, I had people coming up to me and like having legit conversations, and I felt like one of the boys, if that makes sense. And that's hard for a content creator to be accepted in that space. Like, when you go to a show and people who are at a high level pull up to you and be like, yo man, I watch what you're doing, congratulations. Like that's a cool feeling. You know what I mean? Like and to me, that's as important as if I hit 100 plays an episode, you know?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm replying. I have to take.
Do you think this title's long for the company? Like, do you think this title he's holding is going to be there for a while, or do you think it's getting changed?
I think they'll change it. I think
I do too. I think do you think it's post Backlash, or do you think it's closer to the Netflix deal?
Netflix deal.
Like, oh well, Raw got this cool Netflix deal. SmackDown's getting new world champions, like to kind of counterbalance the announcements. This match is going to be unbelievable. Look at this crowd's already hot for it. These are two dudes who were trailblazers outside of, like, when it comes to this global wrestling. Cody Rhodes was able to set the standard of global wrestling because AJ set the stone down before everybody else. Like, the reason we know of Kenny Omegas and stuff like that is because because AJ did it. You know what I mean? Like,
this match is gonna be off the chain great. Two former Bullet Club members.
The parallels of it is unbelievable.
I want him to mention his dad, that he beat his father.
Is he? I think I asked this question in my chat. I don't know if anyone's able to answer it. I might have done it in here. Is he the first wrestler to wrestle all three members of the Rhodes family? Is AJ the guy?
He might be. Ooh, I'm gonna be older than you. I'm senior prime. Yeah, this is Cody and AJ right now, face to face.
I'm not seeing an AJ versus Goldust match, so maybe that's not a thing.
Let me see.
Oh wait, hold on. Oh no, that's a video game. I hate that when people upload their video game footage and it pops up. Yeah, I don't know. If someone can find that, let me know.
I don't see it either.
Yeah, I don't see it either. I thought AJ might have been the first guy to wrestle every member of the Rhodes family. That'd be a cool accomplishment. You think Dustin comes back when his contract's done in AEW?
Nope.
You don't think so?
Nope. You're gonna have that Chris Van Vliet video. He loves where he is.
Really? Yeah, but he's also a smart business guy. He's not going to go and trash where he's at. Like, wherever you're at, you're going to make it say like it's the greatest place of all time. Like Cody never said anything disparaging of AEW, and he won't, because he knows that's a smart way to handle the business.
This is a great promo.
I hate his new music though. I don't like AJ's new music.
Me too. Wow. Wow.
Dude, foreign crowds are so much fun, bro. So I don't know what soccer chant they're pulling from, but he said the phenomenal chant is something they probably do in a stadium, and that's why they all went nuts. And they're respectfully. See how they did their thing, and then they quiet down to hear the rest of it. There's no what's, there's no.
Well, that's great.
I'll be honest, London, the wrestling scene in London and watching the London crowd watch wrestling,
Crazy.
I would live there in a heartbeat, bro. I would move to London tomorrow. Their local scene, when they get big shows, it's such a good market. It's such a good market.
I love that Cody says that he's mistakes he's made his whole. Oh, wait a minute.
BS, thank you for hanging out. We'll hope to see you. Hope to see you soon.
Thanks for subscribing. Wow.
I can't wait for Cody to turn the switch though. Like, just he gets punked every promo. Like, eventually, Cody, you gotta fucking. Sorry, I didn't mean to curse. You gotta man up.
He said just too sweet.
They're still fighting.
Look.
I'm ahead of you.
No, he stepped in her mouth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cody's gotta man up soon. He gets punked too much.
But that's good for a babyface to get punked.
Yeah,
because now the heel got the upper hand, and tomorrow night it's gonna be different.
Yeah, but I mean, like at some point, yeah, at some point
geez.
he's gotta. You can only go to that well so many times. Like, that's why I can't wait for them to make that switch for him. Now, I'm not saying turn heel, but to not let himself get disrespected.
It's gonna be crazy tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh wow, nice chair shot again. Listen, you got a little time?
Yeah.
Let's talk about what happened tonight. First of all, great conversation. Whether we were watching the whole of the show or not, it doesn't matter because they were watching.
Oh, that's the end of the show. Oh my goodness.
The end of the show, great. Listen, so you think Cody gets punked a lot? Really?
I do. I think it's
But it's orchestrated that way.
I know, but it's become like, bro, if I have to watch Cody get whipped with a belt again, I watched it 4 times in AEW. I watched it twice in WWE. I'm over him getting smacked with belts.
Bro, you need a sympathetic babyface. You need somebody that gets like that. He's seen a 2.0 basically. You need somebody that's articulate like him. You need somebody that is a champion like him, that he's carrying the company on his back. And you need fans to feel sorry for this guy. You need the kids. Listen, Cody's entire gimmick is directed at the younger demographic.
Mm-hmm.
Guys like us, like, oh, here we go again. But when you bring yourself to the arena, right? I bring myself and a couple of kids with me. Get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Who buys the merch? Who plays it's for the kids?
No,
He's
I definitely get what
way.
he does. I just want to see the next gear of him where he's not.
Well, see, I don't,
because
I don't want everybody to have an edge all the time. I don't think he needs an edge. I think it's better for him to be that way. That stoic, holier than thou, the way he talks, and Brandy's on the bus, and everybody. I like that about him, that he's not trying to have all this bravado. He knows that he's not the best in the world. He knows that he's not the most electrifying man in sports and entertainment. He knows that he's not the guy with the most, the 3, most devastating letters in wrestling, RKO. I like that he's very plain and very low key. Okay, bye, Dahlia. Not that we're leaving, but I guess you're leaving. Stay tantalizing, hon. We're gonna stay on a little later. Thank you, Dahlia, for always being here. But I like that Cody. I like that Cody is that. Oh, not again, Cody, because you feel bad for him in a way. And then when he wins, you're like, yes, Cody does it for the underdog. Once again.
Kind of like Orange Cassidy. I'll use an example here. Orange will get punked a little bit. He'll get to a point where he's just like, I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, we're gonna get in the ring and we're gonna wrestle, call it a day. That's kind of Orange's MO, right? But then every now and then Orange gets in a feud where he's angry and you break him. And then, like, for example, like when Orange was in the feud with now with Trent, and then he was with MJF and a few other people. Or not MJF, Jericho. It gets to a point where Orange is like, I'm not going to allow you to keep punking me. I'm going to get the upper hand on you here a couple times. Like when like the music hits and the guy hits the ramp, and Orange is like, drop the mic, get out of the ring. I'm going up the ramp and fighting you. Like I kind of like he did it a little bit with Brock, where Cody struck first a couple times. Like I think it helped. He needs to have a little bit of a balance. Like when Arn Anderson did the thing, he's like, you're the kind of guy that a guy's gonna, carjack you, and you're gonna say, take my car. He's like, not me. I pull out my hammer and I put it to the guy's face. You know what I mean? Like, like that's always been the MO for Cody. Like I see it and I understand why he does it, but it has like I like it more in the story where Cody is done playing the games. Like, all right, you slap me in the face. We're gonna get to the ring and I'm gonna show you why I'm the best. And I like that. But there has to be some moments where Cody says, okay, I know you're gonna slap me in the face. I'm going to strike first. Like he can still be a baby face, but not allow himself to always be diminished as well.
No, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I get what you're saying. I just think that we got so many of these guys with the edge that, how many, does your champion have to be that way? You got somebody like Seth Rollins who can turn it on and off like that. Seth Rollins is like three different dimensions to him. And then you got somebody like Damian Priest who is intense all the time. But Damian Priest reminds me of Jake the Snake Roberts. He doesn't have to yell and scream. Like people don't realize when you cut a promo, I don't know we're going off the rails, but whatever. Jake the Snake Robert is probably the best promo cutter in the history of the business.
Yeah, he doesn't have to, a man doesn't need to scream to be heard.
Yeah, trust me. Like he's the kind of guy that he's menacing. He's scare you to death. He's when I come for you, like
out of me. Like he's one of the most polarizing wrestlers. Like when I seen him in person when we were at that con in Philly, I couldn't stop staring at him from across. We've been in cons where there's been hundreds of legends in the building. And to me, it's every Tuesday. You know what I mean? Like, oh, cool. I met a guy. That's pretty dope. Like I respect your accomplishments. When I was in the same room as Jake, I couldn't stop looking at Jake the Snake Roberts. That man scared me as a child.
Let me tell you why I couldn't stop looking at him. He was attached to oxygen at WrestleCon. He uses oxygen. I guess he has what's it called?
He is bad. He's hurting. He's put his body through it.
But what's it called when you have the breathing issues and you
it depends. It could be I don't know what it's called. CPD. Yeah.
So he's definitely dealing with something like that. But he had oxygen. I was still scared to go up next to him because he's just a menacing figure. He looks like
I just wanted to go talk to him. I was like, yo, man, I know you hear this all the time, but you messed me up with that Macho Man bit, right? And he's like, I thought you killed him. He goes, I tried to kill him. I tried to get him, And I was just like, oh my God, I heard his voice. Like there's only one other person that may make two other people in the world that may make me feel that way. And it's probably Mick Foley. If I see him, I'll lose it. And Sean, like if I meet Sean, but like, I never met Brett, and I'm not a Brett guy, but I think if I was in the same room as Brett, I'd probably staring at Brett hard just because I respect him. Ricky the Dragon is another one. If I was in the same room as him, I'd be a certain way. The other guys that are no longer with us, like if I was in the room with Scott Hall, I would probably go that hard.
I got to talk to him before.
Mr. Perfect, I would have lost my mind. Brody Piper is a guy I probably would have went.
Rick Rude, who I love as well.
Yeah.
So when I met Brett is one of my heroes. And they tell you don't meet your heroes, and he's one of the guys that you got to catch him on a good day.
Yeah,
I caught him on a bad day. He's very moody. This guy, very moody.
I was the same way with Kurt Angle.
Yeah, very moody. Very Don't think Brett's a bad guy. I just think that for what I explained to him, his brother helped train me. Bruce Hart trained me a little bit.
Yeah. Some guys, this business beats down. Brett's been beat down.
Now, I get that, but I was trying to tell him a story about his brother Bruce, how I appreciated how Bruce gave me a lot of insight on the business and stuff. And he was like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's just, okay, like, bro, I paid $200 to talk to you. This is at a WWE event back in WrestleMania 30, I believe it was. So whatever it was, at least acknowledge me, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I met Scott Hall. So I met Scott Hall at WrestleMania 30 as well. We're in the same hotel. And this is way before I even thought about even doing. What's crazy is I always wanted to do a YouTube channel. I said, I can't do it. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I met him and we talked at the bar. And he was already doing better at this point. He was drinking coffee. And he always goes, he believe it or not, he always goes, yo, man. He always says, yo. He goes, look, man, And he goes, look, I appreciate everybody the way you talk about. I'm not that big a deal. I said, yo, you're the only guy in wrestling who really deserves the world title. And he goes, go tell Vince, bro. Go tell Vince. He was the nicest guy. Talked to me like a normal dude, Scott Hall did. So he was real good. But there's a lot of, like, if I could have just talked to Mr. Perfect, oh my God. Could you imagine picking his brain?
Mm-hmm.
Like when I got to talk to Mark Henry. Mark Henry's one of those guys. I tell you, we had lunch with Mark Henry. Me, Kieran, and Bobby had lunch with Mark Henry at the hotel about a year ago. In the lobby, he bought everybody's Popeye's chicken and oxtails. And he bought off. It was incredible. It was with Stephanie and
I've
Marsha.
I've never heard a bad thing ever about Mark Henry.
Bro, the guy taught me so much. Him and D'Lo taught me so much in one day. I was with them for one full day.
D'Lo's a nice. I've picked D'Lo's when he was. I saw he was at Hamburg, and I kind of went up to him and I was like, "Hey, man," because I did commentary with D'Lo. I got to do a match with him. And I kind of pulled him aside. He's like, "Hey, I think you did really well." He's like, "Honestly, like the situation we were in commentary, it was everybody in the world wanted to do commentary with D'Lo, and I was supposed to be on a match, but then people were supposed to step away so I can do the match because it was like a showcase match of a company I was in, and I was supposed to be the guy who essentially led the conversation because I was putting over them. It was a show. So like when I say a showcase match, it was a Camp Leapfrog match, and I was the lead guy for Camp Leapfrog, and they were going to do a Camp Leapfrog match on this show. And two people were supposed to step away, and then it was supposed to be me, the main guy for the show, and Mark Henry. But instead of the two people stepping away, it was 5 people on commentary because nobody wanted to give up their seat because they all wanted to be with D'Lo the whole time. But he goes, when you injected yourself, you made the match make sense because it was your company. I think you did a good job. And then I got to meet D'Lo again at PPW, and he was just sitting in the corner by himself. And I was like, "Do you mind if I sit with you and just talk to you?" And he's like, "100%, man." And we sat down. It was awesome. Like, what a
He's like
sweetheart human. Yeah.
Let me tell you what he told me, and he thought I was younger than him. He goes, "Bro, as a young guy," he goes, "You got, I want you to pay your dues." I said, "Just so you know, I'm 55. This last year." He goes, "What?" He goes, "You know how it goes, man." He said, "Good black don't crack." I said, "There it is." But he said, I asked him a good question. I said, "Yo, so why are you so respectful?" I said, "Because you're respectful to everybody." He goes, "Let me tell you what Ron Simmons taught me." And everything he says Ron Simmons. He always puts that first. He goes, "Ron taught me from the day one that people that pay their money to watch us don't have the greatest home life, don't have the best jobs, don't live in the best houses, but they save their hard-earned money to come see us. We'll do everything in our power to put on a good show and let them feel welcome." And that's why I talk to everybody, because you guys are worth it. I was like, it meant a lot to me. I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
He goes,
he said something very similar to me as well.
Yeah. And he says, "I'm gonna tell you something, Tony." And this was crazy. And you've heard Mark Henry say this, or maybe I don't know if you heard my clip on Busted Open, but I posted it. Mark D'Lo Brown goes, "Someone like you, man, who's a great dad, I look up to a guy like you. Because who puts their kids involved in all this stuff?" I said, "Yo, I just use them to work hard, as a joke, He goes, "See that right there, how you can joke about it. Not everybody has what you have." He goes, "I know you get frustrated with things. I know that you feel you should be further than you are." He goes, "You're exactly where you should be right now. Don't try to go further than you should be, because you're going to get there. It might not be when you want it to be." He goes, "I know you feel like your time's ticking, but you're going to get there. You're going to get there."
You know what it is though, man? If we were tomorrow, overnight, we go to sleep tonight, wake up, and tomorrow we have 1 million subscribers. I think it would probably do us a disservice. I'm going to be honest, because I feel like they're like anything in life. But hear me out though. I feel like where we are now and the trials and tribulations we're going through and what we're experiencing is preparing you. So when you do hit that next stage, you've earned it. You know what I mean? I think the people who get those overnight celebrity and overnight success and those one-hit wonders, they blow it because they didn't struggle to get to where they are. I think we're going this route and this is just me saying, hopefully speaking it into existence and grounding myself, because and for someone like you as well, is because I feel like when we get to that top level, we're going to know what it was like to be at the bottom. And we're still going to, hey man, like I can lift you up, right? So as a content creator, I can go and help everybody because I try to. But if I hit 1 million subscribers and then try to jumpstart you from 0 to 1 million, you haven't paid I know the term pay your dues, but like you haven't experienced or learned or
No, it's
been
true.
through, hey, this episode sucked. This is what I need to do to make my next one better. This is, you know what I mean? Like you have to go through
No, you're
that.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, and I
No,
think that's why we are where we are.
No, you're 100% right, but I will disagree with you on this point. If I woke up tomorrow with a million subscribers, I would definitely know how to handle it. Number one,
A million?
I would know how to handle
Bro,
it right
your
away.
life would change.
It would change in a minute, and I would know how to deal with it because I've been on the bottom for so long. I've lost.
I know what you're
I've
saying.
lost.
But you need
but
to
I-
realize
I-
when you hit a million, bro, like it doesn't get less busy.
No,
It's
I know.
a whole
I know.
different level. Like you're gonna have to learn more. You know what I mean? Like
Of course, but I'm ready for that, and I get it. I've already conditioned myself because I know. Listen, I put the work in. I know that I'm gonna hit a video that I'm not even thinking is gonna be that one that's gonna put me over the top.
Mhm.
That's how it works. So I'm already prepared myself for this. I prepared myself for this since I was 19 years old. Since I've ever decided to wrestle. Because look, see, it's hard. You know what it sucks about my age is I can't prove certain things because social media wasn't around
Mhm.
when I was in the business.
Yeah,
If you could have seen me from the years from 1996 to 1999 when I was in Pittsburgh, I was on a different level when it comes to being able to engage with people in the ring. And don't get me wrong, I'm a basic wrestler. I don't have any special moves. I don't do a Hurricane Rana. I don't do a senton, but I was a good mat wrestler
Mhm.
where I could. And I would say I'm a good mat wrestler. I would say technically, if you want to compare me to anybody technical wrestling, I would be on the. You know how I was basically. I was D'Lo Brown before D'Lo Brown was D'Lo Brown. Who's a good wrestler? He's a good hand. Can you name a major move D'Lo Brown does?
his
Sky
sit
high.
down, the sky
That's the
high,
sky
the
high.
sit down
Okay,
slam.
I could do that. I could do that.
I feel like did he have a good spine buster?
Yeah, he did. And I was good with that. So I see him saying like he's a good hand. Like
Yeah.
I'm not a Kurt Angle. I'm not a Bret Hart. I'm not a Chris Benoit. Sorry, I'm not a Shawn Michaels. I'm not a Marty Jannetty. I'm a mat wrestler that could tell a story. Like I have a normal body. You know, I'm not tall. I was basically D'Lo Brown. So you imagine a D'Lo Brown match. I could have a match like him. So this is 96, 97, 98, 99. So for that 4-year spot, I was in Pittsburgh killing the game. Light heavyweight champion, selling out armory halls, which sat 800 people, which you know is a lot of people, bro. 800 people in the building is a lot of people. I was at the Ohio State Fairgrounds in Columbus, Ohio.
Sometimes 800 people feels like 3,000 people.
Right. People don't realize it.
Yeah.
But I wrestled in front of 20,000 at the Ohio State Fairgrounds and won a title in front of 20,000 people. None of my family there. Nobody wants to make the trip. So I've been there. My goal was never to make it to WWF. If I had of course, my goal was to wrestle as an independent wrestler and make enough money to support myself and be able to pay my rent and maybe one day get a job in the business, commentating or produce, or whatever the case is. So I know what it's like to struggle and almost get there and have the wrong kind of people in your background to not elevate you and you quit. I've quit things so many times because I don't have the right circle. And now I'm at a part of my life now at 56, I got the tools, I've got the equipment, I've got the backing, I've got Kira, I've got somebody positive, I got people on my back, and I'll say this and he might be shocked. I got Triple R, who always had my back. I got you who has taught me a different level of content creating. Not to mention I got people like Violetta LaGreca who puts me over, Dave LaGreca, Mark Henry, people in this business, Alicia Fox, aka Victoria Crawford, people in this business who believe in me, who say this guy is great. The freaking Samoans who tell me every time how talented I am, right? So when you hear this, like, it's like it's the best, it's the best and it's the worst. Someone tell you, you're so great at what you do, you're great. But I'm a bum. I'm like Rocky. I'm not. Rocky was a bum Rocky lost so many fights, and nobody gave him a chance. But then Apollo gave him a chance. Apollo said, you know, something to this guy. And then even when Apollo knew he lost. Apollo knew he lost the first fight, that Rocky really beat him. And he gave Rocky a shot again because Apollo wanted to see if he was really that good, if he was the best, if Rocky was really what he said he was. And that's what I don't have in my life, is that people that know I'm just as good as them to give me my shot, because everybody's afraid of losing their spot.
Mhm.
And I'm not just saying this, bro. And when it comes to content creating, like commentating, you blow me away. I don't got no problem saying, oh, you great
I'm
interviewer.
gonna be honest. I only do the commentator to get over this. I like commentating, but I'd much rather be the YouTube guy than the wrestling commentator guy. I'm being completely honest.
Which is where you get. But what my point I'm trying to make is I watch what you do. And look, when I had that one interview with that young lady, when I was like, yo, how I asked you right away, yo, how was it? How did I do? I want to critique right away because I value your opinion and what you say.
Mhm.
But when it comes to being able to do what I do, when it comes to being able to talk on this mic about wrestling, when it comes to people saying, yo, lights are on, let's go. Hey, take a bump. Hey, you know how many times I got hit at BPW Saturday night? Quite a few wrestlers put their hands on me. I had to react right on the spot right there. Because I went to the back to the boys. I said, listen, boys, I want to interview you guys. If you're a heel, do not be shy to put your hands on me. Make it look good. And because that's what you do in the business. You make it look legitimate. So going to your point that if I walk in tomorrow with million subscribers, I'm ready. I am not afraid. I will not blow up because I've been broke and on the bottom for so long. I only got a few years left on this planet as it is now. I'm 56. Come on, bro. You know, 60, 65, you start going downhill. I'm 56. Don't sleep because I look 40 or the case may be. I don't have a lot of time to enjoy this success I'm going to get. So trust me, if I wake up tomorrow with a million subscribers, I'm ready to call my job. Hey, won't be in anymore. Thank you. I love you guys. I got to do my thing and I'm ready. So, and I get what you're saying, but me, what I've been through, I know my struggles. I know how bad my life has been, what I've deserved, what I think I've deserved, and how many times these have been taking me. You know, my first wife murdered. You know, people don't know my story. My first wife, who was the love of my life, killed. My uncle who raised me. I never had a dad, who ran on my mom. My uncle raised me, 14 years old, died suddenly. You know, the two people in my life that always told me I could be something, gone. So I'm ready. I'm ready to make it. So when you guys hear me passionately talking, it's because I'm tired of driving this freaking school bus. I'm tired of working for other people. It's my time. It's my time. So for any content creators watching, you know, give Tony a hashtag hire Tantalizing Tony. That should go viral. You know?
Yeah. I don't want to be hired. I want to be the guy who gets so popular they hire me because I'm my popularity. You know what I mean? Like that's the way I want to go about it. It will happen, probably not, but I'm having fun with it. Like, yeah.
Do you and sorry for making me rant. I'm ranting, but do you want to go through the Backlash card real quick?
Sure.
And trust me, I appreciate you being here because you know you pop in whenever it's necessary, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I normally I would be doing the stuff with the guys over in the BFC side of things, but when I tuned in and I seen you were struggling, I was like, let me go and chill with my guy real quick.
Appreciate it. Do you think we see this tomorrow? You think we see the Wide Six tomorrow, and this version of the Wide Six?
I don't think we get the full team, but I think we'll see Uncle Howdy more than probably anybody.
Okay. All right, tag team titles tomorrow: the Kabuki Warriors versus Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, the EST of WWE, and of course Storm.
I only want and new so we can get something different with the tag team division because I like I said, I think Damage Control is one of the most talented female rosters in the wrestling, but they're not using them.
I agree with you. All right, we got the new Bloodline versus RKO.
I think this is where you might see you might see the Bloodline come out on top on this one, or possibly you might see another layer of the Bloodline.
Do you see Jacob Fatu? Do you see Jacob Fatu maybe showing up?
I think if you're gonna do it, that like I don't want to be the overloading. Oh, you're gonna get a new Howdy, you're gonna get new this, you're gonna get new this. But if you're gonna make Backlash the launching, like if you're not one of the major 4 pay-per-views at WWE, usually the other ones in between are kind of wash pay-per-views. It's like a hyped episode of Monday Night Raw. But I think you can, with your new era, if you want to make it seem like it's a special thing, then maybe make these other ones story building pay-per-views, and then make your major 4 conclusion pay-per-views.
I agree on that one. People saying Cena is in France. What if Cena's there? What do we see him for exactly?
Maybe
What's the point?
he helps with the bloodline situation.
Again, is that overkill?
No, because he has history with Solo. Recent
Okay.
history with Solo.
True. All right, triple threat match. Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and of course the champion Bailey. I mean, this one is an easy one if you ask me.
And still, did you miss the 6-way tag? Naomi did
How
nothing.
was it?
That 6-way tag. She didn't do anything. Bailey took the heat the whole match. She got her ass kicked by everyone the entire match. Naomi did a hot tag spot, and that was it.
And Charlotte is in France. Thank you, Stephen Chambers. See, I'm ready for this. Charlotte is in France as well.
Man, that's a lot of people showing up. I don't know. Jesus Christmas. Every
She's
match,
dead.
a new person pops in. Like,
They've been confirmed that they're there. Cena's
Wow.
there. Charlotte's there. They're confirmed.
I can't wait for Charlotte to come back.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm probably gonna catch flack from the Samoans. I'm not looking forward to this. We know Jay's not gonna win.
I want Jay back with his brother. I know what they're trying to push at main event Jey Uso, but every time he gets to a main event level, he hasn't won it. So it's kind of hard to consider yourself main event Jey Uso when you're not winning main events.
This could be what we see Jacob Fatu here, where he attacks Jay, and maybe Jimmy comes and helps his brother. Who knows? But I think something's gonna happen here. But Damien retains. Damien's gonna retain without a problem, man.
Yeah.
EW, what's up, man? Good to see you, bro.
What up,
Oh, he's in
EW?
his life. And of course, the main event, which I think is gonna be a banger.
And still, I think AJ is the perfect person to bring in and have a showcase match with Cody Rhodes to show that he is one of the best in the world against another guy who's the best in the world who doesn't need to have a title in the standard of a AJ Styles. That is probably his world championship days are behind him right now, but he's always going to be a guy who's going to make whoever he gets in the ring with look like a megastar. And I think him and Cody is a match that needs to happen before both of them hang it up. I think it's a great book and great matchup. It's a great transitional matchup to keep your storyline going.
Do you honestly think AJ's done winning championships? You don't think he get a world title again?
I don't think he gets a title, another title in WWE. I'm gonna be honest.
Wow, I don't agree with that. I think AJ gets one more run. Maybe not with the WWE title, but the world title.
I
that's why it was created.
look at the landscape of the company and I see his age and where they're going, and I would love it. I'm not saying I don't think it should happen. I love AJ Styles. I would love to see him get one more, but I think with the landscape of their going in this company, I think they're going to be very protective of who holds that main title.
That's why I think the world title is the way to go, because that is the secondary title. Even though it's the world title, it's the secondary world title. We know that, but I think that's the workhorse title. I think that's a title you bounce around, that you hold, that Cody holds this for a while. I think that's the flip flop title. I think that's the time that everybody gets their shine from, saying, hey, listen, we can't make you WWE champion, but you should be because of the storyline, but here you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for being here tonight.
Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, listen, anytime. Guys, tomorrow, we are here. I think Kira set the stream for, let me tell you. Well, she said it yet, to tell you the truth. She did. Oh, no, she didn't. We'll probably be here at 12. Eastern.
Yeah, I'll let you know what goes on. Maybe I'll jump in and hang out for a little bit. I don't know if I'm streaming or not. I'm gonna consult with the BFC team and see what they're doing and maybe go from there.
Bro, you're always welcome. Guys, tomorrow, bring your rich friends. We'd like some super chats in here. Tomorrow, let's do this tomorrow, guys. You bring a friend with you, and they gotta send me a super chat and Blackwell super chat. We need some money. We're broke. We're poor. We need, and we want it in Cash App form or PayPal or all the other stuff, Venmo. Okay.
Or you can save your money and just go give my latest episode with Paul London. I'll go view. Just interview Paul London.
F that, send the money. We want cash. Thanks for watching, guys. Once again, shout out to the GOAT, Kira.
Also, tomorrow I'm dropping my vlog of my day 2 vlog, my day 2 vlog of day 3 vlog of WrestleMania weekend, when we're at Suplex Vintage Wrestling. So it's a whole vlog of all the highlights that's going on there and how we did that. So that's my two video journals will be out, and then like I said, my interview with Paul London's out now too.
Shout out to Suplex Finish Wrestling. A couple of belts on the shelf are from them. My WWE title as well as my Seth Rollins title. So thank you for that.
If I get this job and I get caught up, I'll be joining the belt collection soon too, hopefully.
Don't worry, the belt collection is getting bigger in your life soon. Don't worry. We got stuff happening. Shout out to my man Ruda. Shout out to everybody who watched the show. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, for the guys who've denied me times on this show, you know you are JD from New York. You shot me down, bro. I could have been a great co-host. Keep me in mind for the next one, bro, because I'm that good. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Anthony Blackwell. Let me put his channel up real quick, guys. Because now I will put the link up because the show's almost over. See what I did there? See what I did there? I'm giving you a second.
Don't put the link. Just don't.
You don't tell me what to do.
Just Anthony Blackwell Jr. on all social media. ABJ Podcast. Go search it. Save Tony a couple clicks. Also, go check out my guys over on the Ben Frank Connection Opinion City Podcast. They go live, do some watch alongs as well. I mostly just do lives now just for AEW Dynamite. I know Tony doesn't really cover AEW, but if you want to come hang out Wednesday nights, I do my AEW watch along, as well as podcasting every Tuesday and Thursday. We just added doing some movie reviews, so we got to do a movie review. I want to do a movie review with you. I'm good with that. And just so you know, Anthony, you should beat up Kira because I'm on her profile and she was not subscribed to you. I just subscribed for her. I know, my
right?
God.
I know.
Kira let me down.
Let her terrible. I just like, what? I was like, wait, I'm subscribed. Wait, this is Kira's profile. But guys, this is Blackwood.
I'm closing in on 150. So I now, once I hit the 1K, I want to hit another 1K or like 500. Like, you know what I mean? I try to go backward. Like that's how I'm looking at it. Like the 1K is just the benchmark. Now I'm at 130. I look at it as 132 subscribers. So now that's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, so make sure you go check out those guys. Also part of the Ben Frank Connection. He's always in the chat here, always showing everyone love. Steven Chambers does a post Dynamite show himself. So go check out Steven Chambers and Raz doing his own. Steven Chambers of wealth of knowledge when it comes to pro wrestling, and him and Raz do a great job on the post Dynamite stuff.
How about that right there? How about that 10,510, man? Looking
I know,
good.
killing it. You're
trying, bro.
Let me get like 400 of that.
You can have it, bro. 949 subscribers in the last 28 days. Not bad, huh?
That's so sick. You're killing it, man. I'm proud of you. You deserve it.
All right, thank you.
I gotta figure out what I gotta do to start bumping my subscriber count up. I don't know what I gotta do. But
you gotta start bribing people.
So I need to start throwing money at some people. Listen, when I start flexing my TWF title, I think that's gonna help me out. You know what I mean? When I can be like, listen, this is why I'm the champ here, you know? Yeah, guys, and just so you know, the 10 Lives in Wrestling Federation is a real thing. It's coming. It's coming. No, wrestling is coming. Might be having a show. I seen that the TWF's going to have a hot dog eating division. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me put that real quick. Yeah, hot dog competition at the Smackdown Grill. I'm booked the same day, or I was going to come. The same day. I can't you know how much of an Office fan I am, right? Like I love The Office. I'm doing commentator in the Steamtown Mall, like in the mall that like The Office was filmed and stuff. That's awesome. I'm so stoked. I would definitely be there and watch people eat hot dogs. I should come hang with you because I'm an Office guy, bro. I'm a big time Office guy. Yes, May 18th at the Smackdown Grill. I'll give you guys info where it is. That's my new profile pic, by the way. I love this pic where I'm looking the wrong way, like yeah. Cody stole this from me. Cody stole this from me, just for the record. But yeah, I'll be at the Smackdown Grill. It's at Quakertown Farmers Market, 201 Station Road in Quakertown, PA, on May 18th. If you live anywhere close, come. I am not in the competition. I'm not a hot dog eating guy. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. I love hot dogs, but I don't think I can eat them competitively. And one other thing, guys, check out Anthony Blackwell's hold on, guys. His podcast with me. That's me and him doing our thing. Oh, can I give one more plug real quick? Head up on my channel. If you scroll down, I have everyone who I support that you should go follow. She just dropped her second piece of content, and I'm not putting it over because we're friends and we're homies, but I think she legit did a great job. Lily just started her own vlog of all her crafts that she does. Like she did, like when she works on new gear and new items and all her projects, she does like a vlog of content And then she has her own like version of 5 Questions with ABJ where she goes, it's called Fighting with Fashion, where she interviews wrestlers about their gear. So it's like, hey, how did you go about picking your gear? What color schemes do you like? How do you do this? How do you do that? And it's really insightful. And I think a lot of wrestlers are really responding very well to it, because I think the gear aspect is something that gets overlooked. But I think a lot of people really enjoy wrestling gear. So she's been interviewing wrestlers right there, Witchcraft by Lily. So she's at 21 subscribers. So go help her out. But yeah, she does a great job. And I think the new content she's putting out is a lot of fun. So definitely go check that out.
Listen, I'm going to do this for Lily because I love her. So she's getting a link. Guys, go subscribe to her link, please. Subscribe to her channel.
Her projects are fantastic. In the background, you can see it. She made this giant Gengar. She made this Mew. She made me this MJF scarf, like a crocheted MJF scarf. Like she's insanely talented.
Guys, go subscribe.
Get her to 50. Get her to Big 5.
Get her there. She told me earlier, Anthony. But tomorrow at the show we'll get into it I'll make sure I put it up there. But guys, Witchcraft by Lily. Okay? Witchcraft, that funky witchcraft. Yeah, check out Lily, guys. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Blackwell, thank you so much.
Thank you. Always, guys. Nation 10 Edition. Love you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all. Let's have some fun tomorrow for Backlash. If I'm here or not here, enjoy the stream. Support Tony. Give him some love. Invite your friends. Let's get this dude up to that 100. Let's add another 0 to that subscriber count.
Steal some money out your grandma's purse and send it to me. Thank you. Guys, thanks for watching. You and the whole deal. Hug your family members, because not promised tomorrow. And pray, because you will make it if you pray. And guys, as always, do what I do best. Anthony Blackwell Jr., Tara, the producer. That's and Mikey, of course. Magnificent Mikey. Stay tantalizing. I have to do my thing and then get off the show myself. Where's my outro? Sorry, guys, I'm alone. Stay tantalizing. Outro. Yeah.